Classic League Podcast time! Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 300 of the Classic Elite Podcast. My name is Scott. I've got Kevin with me.
Yo, I just finished coughing.
Nice.
How's it going?
I was not paying attention. And he's
It's happening right now. Yeah.
Oh no. Well, Kevin, I'll let you cough your head off while I explain that we are doing absolutely nothing special for the nice round number of episode 300. Kevin was going to be the special guest for episode 300, but
Yeah, I wrote to you like a month ago going, hey, how about what's going on for 300? Are you guys anything? You guys good with guests?
we
Planning it later.
yeah. So you came early, like
Yeah. I normally
like a
do.
wonderful surprise. So, yeah, this is our 300th episode, which is crazy. That's a heck of a milestone.
No, it really is. For what, 9 years that you've been doing this?
Yeah, we
You
were
guys-
at 9 years in May.
You would have been higher up, but you guys took a lot of hiatuses.
Yes, we did. Unfortunately, that happens. There was a period. There was at least we've had two that were at least 6 months or so. There was one that I didn't think that we were ever coming back. And
Was
I
that
don't know
with
why.
Gooch? That's when I think it was 4 of you originally.
Yeah, we've had 4 at a time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It all blurs together. Honestly, it's been.
But
so
you got
long.
to give a little history. Who came up with Classic Elite? Let's take an interview now.
Oh, that was Tony's concoction. I wanted to do a retro podcast, retro gaming podcast. I listened to. It started with RetroWare TV, Happy Console. No. Happy Video Game Nerd Derek Alexander did kind of a podcast thing over there with the Video Game Takeout guy and some other people that I liked and thought it was fun. And then I don't know if I was Google searching or whatnot, but I found the Retro League. Started listening to the Retro League, and through them, I also found Gooch and the Douchebag and Jerry Terrifying and Critical Failure and
Wow, Jerry Terrifying. Forgot about him.
our buddy Trivers, Carl, and
Carl, right.
Retro Kaiser and Shintai. So I met all those guys like online and like the Retro League forums and Tiger Claw TV, which is Critical Failure stuff.
Yeah, I know Tiger Claw.
But then as far as Tony came up with the name. He wanted to talk about modern games, so we're like, well, perfect. We don't know anybody that does both, so since "leet" was the word he liked for the modern representation,
It makes sense.
and
Yeah.
classic, because there was supposed to be a classic slant, which is why it fit well when Gooch and the Douchebag were with us, because they did a lot of old video game stuff, and Dustin's encyclopedia. So, but
They had their Sega Saturn something, right? A countdown or something that never finished.
no, that was the worst consoles of all time.
Oh, okay, that's
that
what
they
it
never
was.
Finished, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, that's, I guess, how the name came from. Tony and I wanting to do something modern, like current and retro stuff, and I got into it by listening to. What was the thing that really made me say I'm going to try that was I was listening to Tiger Claw Radio, and Critical Failure got an email from Hemrock of the Retro League, and he gave some tips on doing a podcast. Critical Failure, the previous episode, had said, hey, like feedback on things that I could do to make the show better. And Hemrock gave some advice, and I thought, you know what? I mean, these are just guys at home making a podcast. Like, why not I try it? So that's kind of where it started and how we got the name and all that kind of stuff.
I'm sure about Tony on for this 300.
I know.
He
I'll
has
have
been
to-
on years.
It has been a while. He's a
Yeah.
busy man.
I know he is.
He started helping out with his esports team at the college that he went to, and did
Oh, no kidding.
He did some work for them as well, kind of a work trade program. He got his MBA with them. He started his own company, and
Does he still listen? Do you know?
I don't know. We chat every now and again. Maybe sometimes.
I know he does a lot of tabletop games. I
Yeah,
remember
yeah,
on
yeah. He
Facebook.
does. He's got a cool little community where he lives here in Ohio.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of people hang out, and it's a pretty regular thing. And he and his friends do it. He's met people doing it. His family's into it. It's cool.
But you guys also had like cons you guys attended. I remember you know who interviewed shit, what's her name?
Oh, Jennifer
Shepherd.
Hale
Yeah.
from Mass Effect.
Yeah.
Douchebag did that.
With an iPad or something with a microphone
Yeah,
plugged
yeah,
into
yeah.
it.
That was the
Yeah, I
best.
remember
Yeah,
that.
the
And you
iRig
guys
mic or something.
Yeah, and like I remember seeing you guys at a con pictures with like a classic lead banner behind you.
Yeah,
And I was thinking, man, I wish I had that.
Yeah, that was Glass City Con. We were invited to that.
Yeah.
Remember J2Games.com?
J2 Games. No, it sounds familiar, but
There was a partner that we had back in the day. We had a commission
press,
click-through
right?
thing. No, it was like they sold video game stuff. So
Okay.
like if we got them sales, we'd get a tiny commission kind of a thing.
Okay.
Well, a guy that worked for them also happens to be like in Toledo. Dude named Aaron, who was on our podcast a while ago, had invited us to Glass City Con in Toledo, Ohio, and I've went several times, and it's awesome. And Aaron kind of got it going and started, and then coincidentally, have you heard me talk about my buddy that has like all the big rhythm games that he takes to different conventions and stuff?
Mm-mm.
So he has this like unbelievable collection of really rare, hard to get Japanese rhythm games. It's not as tough now, but like Juju Beat, and he had like Guitar Freaks and Poppin', a lot of good stuff that's kind of tough to an insane DDR setup and all that kind of stuff. Well, coincidentally, I worked with that guy's wife, and she's like, "Oh, hey, you like video games? You should meet my husband. You guys would get along." She was right. We did.
Mm-hmm.
And because he has a side business of taking these exotic arcade machines to other conventions, he also would go to Glass City Con, and he'd bring his arcade machine. And sometimes I help him at his at different conventions. So there'd be times that we'd both be at the same place, and I'd be there as press, and he'd be there as... I don't do the press stuff at cons anymore, but sometimes I'll still go to help him out. But it was like weird. I met Aaron on the internet and happened to live in the area, and he invited me to a con.
Yeah, no kidding.
And then here, just a few blocks away from where I live now, like a good buddy of mine that I ended up finding happened to also know the same Aaron guy from the internet. I was like, holy shit, like what a small world. It's cool. So yeah, I guess that's any other interview questions? Any other?
Well,
I like the idea of
used
kind of
to-
talking about what we've done in the past. That's a good idea.
Well, yeah, it's 300 episodes. It's huge. You guys also did gadgets for a while, right?
Yeah, on YouTube we would do a lot of
You did
product
computers, Hapag.
Hapag, yeah.
I know you guys
Tony got a
that
good
for it.
relationship with them, and
Oh, you know how much I hated you guys when that was happening?
because we
I'm
had
like, yeah, well, I got Super Mario 3D Land. Take that. You're like, I got a freaking Hapag HD catcher thingy.
that was amazing because when we first started the channel, all we were doing is using a camera and videotaping a TV or
Plants
videotaping
vs. Zombies.
Yeah, that kind of stuff.
I'll never forget that
Yeah.
story.
Oh,
You were
yeah.
recording in the closet with a cardboard box.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah.
And that video's almost had 1 million views. It's like,
Yeah.
what the hell?
But I mean, you even did like the Contra video, which I've showed everyone, where you beat
Yeah.
the game without dying once. Without dying once! I can't even beat the jungle level.
I can still almost do it. I almost did it the other. I talked about it last episode.
Yeah, when you're doing testing.
It's just because I know it too well. I just know it.
That's wild.
Yeah, we've had a lot of fun guests on the show.
What's that dude, that music guy?
We've had a
Shit.
few like Disaster Piece.
Disaster Piece, that's who it is. He was in something else, and I saw his name pop up, and I'm like, I know that name.
Maybe It Follows. He did the soundtrack for It Follows.
Maybe that's what it was.
I like
Yeah.
that movie. He did a lot. He's done a lot of video games. Really famous for Fez. We had him on with Shoot Many Robots. Rich Vreeland is his real name. Went to Berkeley, like just a unbelievably talented musician. We had shout out to, sorry, I'm like a weather person. Indie Game the Movie poster.
Yes, that was gonna be my next thing. You guys were in a goddamn movie. That's amazing.
Yeah, it was a really good movie, and it was
Yeah.
for a split second, but we're in the credits,
It was just
so.
like, hello, guys. My name is Gavin. We got in from Classic Lit. And I'm like, I know those
No, it wasn't
guys.
even that. It was you just recognized my voice. I wasn't even credited on screen or anything. You just
No,
heard.
Classic Lit was though. I remember.
No, no, not until the credits. It was not
Yeah,
on. It was not in the
because
movie.
it was like a montage of all the podcasts that he was. Edmund, what's his name? McGillen.
McMullen.
Mullen. He was. It showed like all the podcasts and radio shows that he was on, like a montage
Hmm.
of all of them introducing him.
Yeah. So that was cool. That was definitely an experience getting to talk to. And that shout out to Tony on that, man. Tony put together some amazing interviews for us. But Edmund McMillan and Tommy Remfries, they split up as Team Meat, but those are the guys that made Super Meat Boy.
Yeah.
We talked to him 3 days after the game came out. So like the pivotal scenes of the movie, they were fresh off of like that super stressful day of the game not showing up. And then they find out that the game actually is selling and a hit. So we caught them right after they had this huge roller coaster of emotions, and their lives were just at the very beginning of changing forever. It was cool. We got to, and I wasn't there for it, but I thought it was really cool. Greg Kasavin from Supergiant Games. It was right when Bastion came out.
Yeah.
So he's the CEO of that. He used to be at GameSpot, but left and got into video game development, and they're still doing their thing. Transistor was amazing. I liked Pyre, and
Yeah, all their games are pretty rad.
haven't played Hades, but it's a early access on Epic Store right now. There's
Just to give you perspective, when you guys did the interview with Edmund, I remember I was in university. I was sitting in the lecture hall listening to the podcast, and you guys were talking about Super Meat Boy, and it was on sale for like before the pre-order was on sale or something like that.
yeah,
And I was thinking, what the fuck is Super Meat Boy? And I thought to myself, Super Meat Boy, that's the same initials as Super Mario Brothers. And then I bought the game
there you
because
go.
on your recommendation.
It wasn't until I didn't catch the SMB until way later, and I saw the acronym or saw the
Yeah.
initialism used, and I was like, oh my god. That's all Tony. Tony's like, dude, they're making this like balls hard 2D platformer game. That's your speed. You got to check this
Yeah.
game out. And I'm like, oh my god, you're right. This looks amazing. This looks awesome. He's like, let me try to get an interview with them, and he found their email and contacted them, and they both said sure.
Yeah, that's wild. That was awesome.
We had Richie Branson, which is really fun. He's still out there doing his thing. It's a rapper from Houston. I really enjoyed Paul Taylor and Snare and Nervous Test Pilot, but he's part of Mode 7 Games, so he's one of the developers for Frozen Synapse and one of the publishers for Tokyo 42. They just put out Frozen Synapse too, so that was really cool. I don't know, we've just been pretty fortunate,
Yeah.
It's definitely a lot of fun. I wouldn't mind getting back to doing some interviews and having guests and stuff on the show. The hard part is it's just
The scheduling.
the schedule, like trying
Yeah.
to get that stuff, finding the time, and there were certainly times where I remember I had to remember Nintendo legend Eric Bailey.
Yeah.
We had him on, and I had to record that at 1 a.m. It was just one of those things where I wouldn't do a 1 o'clock in the morning interview right now.
Yeah. No kidding.
So
I remember because I remember you whenever you guys did an interview, my game was kind of I got to do one as well. So
okay.
I don't know
I
if
didn't
you ever
realize
know.
that.
Oh, we compared ourselves to you all the time. We're like, they have a con, so let's go to Comic Con and take some photos and upsize them. Even though we weren't at a con, I would give people my card and be like, I'm not a creeper. Just like the
Yeah.
photos would be on the site. But yeah, anytime you guys did an interview, I was like, we got to get someone to do an interview for.
Well, you still see AJ Lavecchio popping up everywhere.
Oh, absolutely. I still have him on Instagram. We're still buddies.
Lavecchio or
Locascio.
Lacasio? Sorry.
Locascio, yeah.
Le-
Now
Leve-
he's huge in the voice acting.
Yeah, he got a lot of, and I've seen him pop up in a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
He hangs out with the Easy Allies guys from time to time, and it's like, wow.
Yeah, he hung out with Lisa Foyles. I don't know if you know Lisa Foyles. They did a show. I forgot what the show called. It was like a 80s or 90s nostalgia show.
Okay.
They had like ran it. It was like a trial run. I don't think it picked up, but yeah, no, I see him. I see him everywhere.
That's
Good for
cool.
him. Yeah.
Yeah, so I guess that's kind of a history of how we I don't know what we've been up to or some of the highlights.
How the hell did we meet? Did I reach out to you?
I remember you reaching out to us and you're like, "Hey, we both do podcasts. You want to be friends?" And I'm like, "That sounds great." It
Yeah,
just makes
I
you
was
picture
like,
the why am I blanking on the In-Betweeners? Friends. You know have you seen In-Betweeners?
never heard of it.
Oh, it's a teenage
So you
comedy
don't feel
show
so bad. I'll just laugh.
from England.
Ha!
There's a
No, I
great
never heard of
there's
it.
a great I am stacking you up with all this great comedy content. So you're welcome.
All right, cool.
In-Betweeners is excellent. It's really, really good. But there's a great joke in there about friends. But yeah, I just remember, I think it was around like the episode 40s or so. And you were like, hey, we do a podcast. And I listened and liked you and Rui a lot. I'm like, yeah, this is cool.
Yeah, I reached out to you guys in another podcast called For Love Gaming Podcast.
Oh,
They're
yeah,
not
I remember
around
them.
anymore.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Corey and Garrett, right?
yeah, exactly. Garrett now works at a radio show
Oh,
on
really? Oh,
Easy FM. I don't
we
know.
follow each other on Twitter.
Oh, that's cool.
So I see little stuff here and there.
Yeah, they're all
Not
surprised
about
to see that I
work.
was
He
back
just
podcasting.
he just tweets about games and being goofy and stuff.
No, they're good guys too. But I reached out to both of you guys at the same time. I'm like, you guys all started at the same time. Let's be friends and network.
Yeah, that's
And 10 years later, we're still all friends.
that's kind of how it works.
Yeah, that's wild.
It is. What's wild to me is how long we have known each other.
Yeah.
That's what's crazy. I don't know. It's a different world. You wouldn't think you'd have a buddy and that you've never met face to face. That's in a different country, and I can talk to you like you were in the next room. Like,
Yeah.
it's unbelievable. There's no latency, like that I can perceive, and you're like the voice sounds good. It's crazy. Like talking on the phone in college, everyone sounded like the Peanuts person, the Peanuts teacher. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know. It's definitely a cool hobby. I've had some really cool experiences, and I've met some awesome people, and had you never know. Every once in a while, something cool will happen. That just from being at the right place, right time, kind of thing. I don't know.
Well, good on you guys for doing 300 episodes.
300, yes.
Woo!
Hopefully we'll be able to do 300 more. Actually, one of the perks. I was going to talk about this later because Kevin, we gotta figure out a way to get a game done before we get into news. So, Mega Cat Studios, who has sent us games in the past, sent this party game for the NES. It's a homebrew.
Oh, nice.
It's called Billionaire Banshee, and it's for 2 to 8 players.
So.
It's backwards for you. It's not for the live stream. So.
Oh, okay.
Is it fixed now? That's a bad dad joke. But
I just got it.
you gotta see this cart, dude.
Oh, no kidding!
Isn't that great?
So cute.
Okay, it's the cutest game in the world. So
that would work on an NES, or it has to be
no, it works on an NES.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's not just a novelty. It's plugged into my AVS over there.
No, I mean I have an NES game that's like 500 games in one, and it says it will not work on an official NES.
Oh, really? Oh no, this one will. But this is a party game for like 2 people.
Nice.
And the little bit that I fired up, it asked a question of like, would player 2 date a vampire or a werewolf? So then, like, you would say, you enter your name as Kevin. So you're like, hey, you'd say I date a werewolf. And I pick you to have dated a vampire or something like that.
Yeah.
And then so you get points because I didn't get it right. And then there is a reasons why. You tell me what you picked, and then there's a second step for reasons why. And I'm like, this is weird. But it's for local co-op. So what I'm thinking is I can take my webcam and point it at the screen.
And play it that way?
Yeah, and maybe. Oh, but no, but then I'll know your inputs. Or maybe we could just do the honor system where I would like select first, and then you would tell me what to push. Because it's
Like
a
what,
two.
like A or B?
Yeah, so maybe I would be player one because it's supposed to be just one controller can be used, and
Okay.
it's 2 to 8 people. Because it's intended to be like a. It seems like a truth or dare kind of party game, sort of a.
It kind of sounds like Fibbage.
Yes, it does. I was gonna say it has a Jackbox kind of feel.
Yeah.
So we'll have to figure out a way to play
Yeah.
this because they were nice enough. They didn't even contact me to say they were sending it. They've sent us stuff before, but I was expecting a new shower head. I'm like, oh, it came early, cool. And I open it up and I'm like, all right, I guess we're gonna go.
Hold on. What kind of shower head did you get?
Like one of the rain shower heads.
Oh, just like a regular shower head. It's not like a shower head in the shape of a SNES.
No, that would be awesome.
Oh, okay. Just a big square.
Rosilla says, what's that system called? Can you see my comment, Kev? Yeah, Kevin.
Yes, I could.
Are you, what system's this? He's kidding, right?
I hope so.
I hope.
NES?
The Nintendo Entertainment System. I apologize. But yeah, they call it an adult party game, so I kind of want to go in unfiltered to see if it gets raunchy or anything like that.
Like bubble bath games?
Looks like it.
Or
Okay.
bubble bath babes?
No, that would be funny.
Oh, the multi-game system. He's asking what system.
Oh, yeah, what would work?
It was an NES game.
Yeah, but
Shit,
if it
I wish
doesn't
I
work
had
on
it
an
here.
NES, then what would you play it on?
It's
a clone.
I guess, yeah. Shit, I don't have it with me right now. It's upstairs, but yeah, it said not to be played on the official NES system. Yeah, it was weird.
Maybe that was their way to get around it. And they're like, wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Don't.
I haven't tested it. I actually have I have an Instagram account called Retro Pixel Love where I post screenshots of old games and my game collection apparently. So if anyone wants to check that out, I posted that game on there.
Okay.
It's just like a fun account that I made because I know my family and friends don't care about games, so I want to post it on my Instagram, my personal one.
Makes sense.
So here it is. I have it right here. I don't know if you guys can see that. Is it backwards?
No. That's cool.
So it says the game pack cannot be used with the Mattel or NES version of the Nintendo Entertainment System, whatever that means.
It's probably like the manufacturer. They have different boards depending on when it was manufactured.
Yeah,
like
NES
there's
version.
some Super Nintendos that have 1 chip in it versus 3 chips.
Okay, yeah, I never tried it. It's
the
500
process
games
is
in one.
So here, I'm gonna give a hint
Okay,
because there's some screenshots on the back. Okay, the category or at the top it says date or deny. So try to get like a good close up for you.
all right, still backwards.
Yeah. Oh yeah. You're not gonna be able to see it. Okay. If they finger your belly button, your headache goes away. And then there's options to select. Less than a minute of fingering, any degree of headache. What?
Excuse me. What is this?
Regardless of the cause. Oh, I don't. It's out of context. I don't know what the first question was.
Well,
Why is that a screenshot? It's
you're so upset by it.
It doesn't make any sense.
Maybe it's like a Meryl situation. When you play the game, they're going to say, what's the second part of this question? Look at the back of the box, Otacon.
1 controller, 2 to 8 player support, custom art and music, high quality in-game speech, hundreds of randomized traits.
Speech on Nintendo? That's wild.
Right?
It's gonna be like,
highly customizable per session, hilarious adult conversation game,
nice. Now we're talking.
adorable cartridge. We know one
It
thing.
is adorable. It looks like Enter the Gungeon.
It is
The logo for that.
It is so cute. And up close, it's probably not intended to be, but there's a slight bit of jaggies, but it actually adds some charm to it.
To make it a non-official cartridge, I'm guessing.
No, it's just the label. No. I
Oh.
mean, it feels. I got to tell you, this feels indistinguishable from a normal NES cart. The texture, the plastic, the color,
How's
the
it
weight,
smell?
everything.
Smell it. Let me see you smell it. How's it smell?
Okay, let's see here.
Modern.
Okay,
Uh-huh.
it's even got something loose in it from
Nice.
shipping.
A dead bug.
Dude. I mean it. They both smell like absolutely nothing. So
Perfect.
I got to give it to props. They definitely know how to get carts made. So yeah, we got to try this. So I haven't said the name of the game yet. It's called Billionaire Banshee. And,
Oh, you did.
And it looks like it's called. It looks like it's by Breaking Games, and it's kind of like in a Capcom style. So the Capcom, where the Capcom logo would be on the cart, it says Breaking Games.
It kind of looks like an Adventure Island font from what I see. Or Mega Man.
No.
Is there a little purple guy with a top hat?
No.
Okay.
So yeah. One of the options, yes. Oh, to me, it's got more of like an Apple II kind of feel to me, like an Oregon.
Yeah, no, I see
it.
Yeah, I looked it up online right now, and I see that. I see the cover better now.
Would you say date to a cult leader that can transform into an all-terrain vehicle? Would you date someone like that? They're a cult leader. They're a cult leader, so that sucks. But they can turn into
a cult.
Oh, fair enough. I do like sports.
Yeah,
that's one step removed.
Yeah,
but they do get to change into an all-terrain vehicle. ATVs are always fun.
Yeah, no, I'm
gonna date that person.
I'll date anybody.
Would you be best friends with a time traveler that can't wipe their butt correctly? Friends.
Not best friends.
Best friends, though.
See, remember I was telling you about my buddy's board game?
Yeah.
This is pretty much the game.
Okay.
It's called Disturbed Friends. Look it up. Buy it. I get nothing out of it.
That's right. Well, yeah, you talked about it last week, though.
Yeah.
So, Disturbed Friends.
So they send that to you for free? Just out of nowhere?
Yeah, it just showed up. So, it seems like...
Can you tell them about me? I
don't know. Yeah, sure, I can. Are they international?
I haven't got free games in a long time. Especially Nintendo games. Thanks.
Okay, well... Here we go. We got to do something with this on the channel somehow.
Well, you got to play it, review it.
I'm not going to review a local multiplayer game.
By yourself.
The hassle.
You change your voice.
Okay. I love how you're like, oh, you can absolutely do that by yourself.
Yeah.
My first thought is I'm not going to bother somebody to come over and be on my YouTube channel.
See, I have no friends, so I always play by myself. I'm like, here you go, Kevin. Thanks, man. Here you go, Mary. Thank you. And then it's quite sad.
Well, we like the self-deprecating humor. That's why we brought you on.
It was like Monopoly. It had 2 to 8 players, too. You pass the controller around for IDS.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. I don't know why I remember that, but I do.
I'd never played it. There was an Xbox 360 Monopoly that I loved. My girlfriend and I played that a lot. That was really good.
I think I have that, too. Or was it PS4? I don't remember.
There's a lot of decent Monopoly games. I just lost my train of thought. So.
Oh, I thought you can hear the police outside.
No.
Something's going on in Toronto.
That's exciting.
Sipping on gin.
Hey, for once it's you guys and not us.
Yeah. No, we've been kind of crazy here in Canada. I don't know what the hell's going on. It's the elections, man. It's politics.
The elections are getting everybody up and on.
Your president sucks. My prime minister's in blackface. What the fuck is going on?
Yeah, and I'm nervous he's going to win again. So, bummer.
Who, Trudeau or Trump?
Or both. Trump was who I was referring to, but both is what I would say. Yeah. But this is not a political podcast, so we're not talking about politics. And
I just got to give my Canadian friends a what up, Canada on a podcast. Doesn't really happen a lot because every podcast I listen to is American.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Oh, hey. USA bringing the entertainment, the stuff that doesn't really matter.
Speaking of which, this is the first time I've heard myself on a podcast because I listened to you guys for 300 episodes, and this time I was listening to it again. I'm like, hey, I'm on it. I forgot. And I don't remember saying half the things that I've said. I disagreed with myself when I was listening to what I was saying. on the
That's
drive
good.
home.
Well, it shows you're consistent.
No, I was disagreeing with myself.
Oh, you
So
disagree?
whatever I said on the show, I was like, why did I say that?
Oh,
That's
I
not
heard
true.
agreed. Oh.
No, no, no. I disagreed with everything I said. And half the things I said, I don't remember saying.
Oh
Or
no.
I knew the answer and my past self said something else. And I'm like, that's not how that goes, you moron.
Are you talking about Mega Man 7?
No, that's one of the things, but it was just in general, like half the things that like
Oh,
as it was a new podcast for me to listen to, except it was me, so it was weird. And I
sure.
haven't heard myself in a long time.
Then maybe if we ever are in a big disagreement where we're gonna have to agree to disagree and move on to the next topic,
Yeah,
I'll leave out hope that like maybe he'll change his mind because he was.
I will. I absolutely will. I have no spine. I'm a coward.
Well, that's probably why we're buddies. That was one of
Anything
the.
to appease.
Yeah. That was definitely one of the things that going back to the old days that I was always staggered at the amount of things that we had in common. Uh, like life instances, like playing in garage bands and playing a cheapo Fender guitar to learn on kind of stuff, or going to concerts or girl problems. It was just, but the way that you went through certain things, I was like, God damn, like. But to me, it was weird because I guess I always view Canada as like a different state, not like they're also American, but it's just like you're next door kind of a thing.
Yeah, yeah.
Because we didn't require passports or anything. You could just go there, like I go to Indiana. It was just no big deal. But it still is far away from me. So to me, it blew my mind that you all the way over there. And technically, it's a different country, which always blew my mind as a kid because it was so close. Because America's big, so like to go to Texas is like days of travel, but to go to Canada is like I can hop in the car and just go to Canada. So to me, the consortium is different. But hearing all the little things that like you liked as a kid or whatnot, the amount of like little things we had in common, it's like wow. Yeah, it's a different country, but it's exactly like the same. It feels the same to me. Like you've been to the States, right?
Yeah, I've been to New York.
Yeah, so it just feels. Does it feel that different?
Not really. Just the money was weird.
Yeah, there was like your tricks were round, like our fruity pebbles were.
Well, we
like,
spoke about this. Your Smarties are my Rockets.
yes, and
Like Smarties for us is it's candy coated chocolates that look like M&Ms.
right.
For
So
you guys, it's the rocket powdered candy, which we call Rockets. Yeah.
okay, so it's like just slightly off.
Yeah.
But everything else, or
It's
like
like Bizarro land. It's all backwards.
it did trip me out though when I was little and the cartoons were in French.
Well, see, and I grew up watching American television. I watched Fox 29 Buffalo. That's
Okay.
what I
Oh,
grew
yeah.
up watching. So I watched all that thinking that we had a president for the longest time because I didn't know what the hell prime minister was. So that's why to me the idea of a president in like Texas sounds like a dream, because not a dream like, oh, I can't wait to be there, but it's like it sounds fake because I've watched it on TV for so long.
Sure,
New
yeah.
York for the longest time was fake to me until I went there and I said, oh no, it's real.
Yeah, okay, that's
Because I know it's weird, but like watching
get it.
Seinfeld, Ghostbusters, all the movies that take place, like I love movies that are filmed in Toronto but aren't. Like Scott Pilgrim is filmed in Toronto and they acknowledge that it is Toronto. But Batman versus Superman, for example, is filmed in Toronto. Or no, Suicide Squad is filmed in Toronto. But it's not Toronto. I mean, it's Gotham, but it's, you know what I mean? Like a lot of shows are filmed here but aren't acknowledged as Toronto.
Yeah.
The Boys is another example, that Amazon Prime show.
I heard that's awesome, by the way.
It's a fantastic show. I'm reading the comic right now.
I gotta watch it.
It's filmed in Toronto. All the locations in there, I know exactly where they are, but it's New York or wherever the hell it is.
See, that's wild. That would break stuff for me.
You'll see them in a store, in a convenience store, and it'll say 21 or no 19. There's a sticker in a cash register that says 19 for smoking cigarettes. Because over here, you have to be 19 to smoke and drink. In the States, it's 21, right?
In Ohio now it's
change?
21 for the most of the U.S. It's 18 to smoke, 21 to drink.
Okay. So, but yeah, you'll see stickers on the cash register that says 19, and I'm like, that's a Canadian rule. They just didn't remove that.
Yeah.
I don't know. I find it funny.
I've seen things where they'll show like the The equivalent. I apologize for not knowing it, but the equivalent of like the Space Needle in Seattle.
The CN Tower?
Is that what it is in Toronto?
Yeah, the CN Tower.
So you see, I've seen YouTube videos that are nitpicking movies that are like they're clearly in Toronto because it'll be
Resident
in the
Evil.
background. It'll say like LAPD on the cop car, but you'll see the needle in the background from Toronto.
Resident Evil movie was filmed in Toronto in City Hall.
Okay.
I think it was Resident Evil, the one with Nemesis when they're fighting at the end of the top of the building. That's City Hall. Yeah, no, it's not a good movie.
Well, no, I haven't.
Silent Hill was filmed in Toronto.
Okay.
The movie Silent Hill, the park that they go to, the school that they go to. I know exactly where that place is, and I've been
cool. That's cool.
Yeah,
I don't get that being in. I'm surrounded by cornfields, so to me, it's all exotic and cool.
yeah. I guess you don't live in the city, eh?
Look
at me, Canadian. How cute.
Right.
Hey?
No, we technically we're big enough of a population to be called a city. But we're like we're like 45,000. Right? So there's no we're not like a metropolitan city. We are just like a rural ass city. No suburbs or anything like that.
Yeah, the population of Toronto is 3 million.
Columbus is about an hour and a half away, and that's like 10 million. And Cincinnati and Cleveland are in the different corners of the state from me.
See, Cleveland to me sounds fake. You know why?
Why?
Cleveland rocks, Cleveland rocks, Cleveland rocks. Drew Carey show.
And it doesn't rock. See, that's the lie.
Oh, really? I thought he really loved the city.
He does. He really does love it. I'm a Detroit fan, so fuck Cleveland.
Oh, gotcha.
So, actually, I've had a lot of fun in Cleveland, if I'm being totally honest. And some of my roommates, my senior year of college, were all from Cleveland. They're from a town called Parma. I had friends from like University Heights and Cleveland Heights and all that kind of stuff. Cleveland's all right. They have a suburb called Lakewood that's kind of on the western part of the city. And it feels like college 2.0. Everybody there is under 30 but out of college and just still parties like real hard. There was a bar just called $2 and everything there was just $2.
Oh, it's not just a crappy name for a bar.
No. So a Jack and Coke and Heineken was $4. I'm like,
that's amazing.
Yeah, right. Yeah, what a time. I doubt it's still in business, or it's probably $8 by now.
Yeah. It's like Toonie Tuesday. Oh, I guess never mind.
That's got such great alliteration. Oh, if I ever have a bar, I will call it Toonie Tuesday, even though
that's what they call KFC stuff here.
The KFC, like chicken?
Yeah, they used to have it called Toonie Tuesday, so it was only $2 for a meal.
Oh man, this has got such a great ring to it.
Yeah. But now it's like $2.87 and then
$2 pints. Just call them Toonie Tuesdays. Oh god, yeah. I love catchy little stuff like that.
Rosilla on the chat said Andrew Scheer from when we were talking about the politicians in Canada. I hope not. Andrew Scheer is not a good person. And that's my last political rant.
Yeah. Well, the try to keep in perspective that they're all bad politicians.
Every politician is a monster.
So don't.
And you got to be psychotic to get into that game.
Yeah, give the individual a chance and listen to their intent before you decide whether, because maybe there's just a different perspective sometimes. But man, I'm nervous we're gonna have the same old dingus again.
Yeah.
Hey, at least the dudes that started the whole thing were like, look, there's gonna be a bad one, and some idiots are gonna elect him a couple times. We gotta put a. I guess no, it wasn't the people that started that made the 8 terms. That was unspoken. But somebody at some point was like, hey, we gotta not let somebody be president forever, like officially. So they passed.
Oh, you mean like the only 2 terms?
Yeah, you can only do 2 terms.
Yeah.
I think.
Well, he wants to change that though.
They did, because it used to only be 2 terms because that's all Washington did.
Yeah.
So it was kind of like an unspoken gentleman's agreement. And then I don't remember if it was terrible. It was like, I think it was Roosevelt that did 3 terms total. I don't remember. That's embarrassing.
He got shot though, right? See, I know more about your politics because of goddamn TV that I grew up with. I don't know anything about my guys.
Did Teddy Roosevelt or FDR got shot? One of them got shot?
Teddy Roosevelt did.
Did you really?
The guy with the glasses, right? Big dude.
Yeah, but do you have the Fu Manchu? I don't know. Dude, I know such a small amount about American presidents.
I know a lot again because of watching American television growing up.
Yeah, but I watch the same shows. Like, why don't I know it? Because they told me I had to know it?
Maybe.
I was studying just for there are we've only had 45 of them. There are presidents that you could tell me that I've never in my mind I've never heard their name. Obviously, I would have had to have been exposed to it, but it didn't even register as familiar.
There's that song in The Simpsons. Sadly, I don't remember how it goes, but they're talking about the lesser known presidents. We are the lesser known presidents, and they talk about each president that's not famous and like one who like died in 40 days and whatnot.
Oh yeah, there was one that did that.
Again, I know all about that from TV.
We have a few from Ohio, so I know about them, but not that much. I've just been to their houses. I think. Have you ever heard of LBJ, Lyndon B. Johnson? Uh-oh. Kevin froze. I don't know if we. I was going to tell a story about BB King, and I guess I'm not going to get to. So we will be right back. I'm going to try to get Kevin back on the line, and hopefully it doesn't take too long. 1 second. Should be. Maybe not have to edit it. Okay. It says the stream is continuing. So sorry about that, everybody.
Sorry about that.
What I was going to try to say is, have you ever heard of the President Lyndon B. Johnson, LBJ?
LBJ, I have from
Okay.
the Weird Al song.
Okay, that works. So we have a few presidents that are from Ohio. So we do like, like field trips or whatever to them. And for some reason, there's this thing where people donate things. Famous people donate stuff to presidential museums.
Okay.
So when I was touring LBJ spot in the basement, one of the things they had was a Lucille played by B.B. King, his like signature Gibson 335, and it was roped off with all these signs that said "Do not touch." The second that the chaperone's back was turned, I was on the other side of that, like,
oh, no kidding,
thumbing a guitar that fucking BB King played. I was like,
oh, that's amazing.
This is worth getting detention for, suspended or whatever. And I just thought they even had a pick in it. And the only reason it was there, it wasn't because it was BB King that gave it. It was a gift from BB King to George Bush, the first one, Herbert Walker.
Okay.
So what a shitty thing for George to do to like re-gift. Like he got a BB King Lucille and he let it sit in a museum for LBJ.
He didn't take the pick? That's the first thing I would have done.
Oh, see, now
No one would have thought about that.
That's smart. I was
Right?
too good of. I wouldn't even steal the chromies off of hubcaps. Did you guys have? Do you have any kids that got into that? They would.
Oh, yeah.
They would look for nice cars and take the chrome.
Oh, no,
tire.
I didn't know. I hung around with good kids. No one stole anything or took anything. My group of friends.
Well,
Except for Rui. He was a bastard.
well, these kids would go do that, and I would get all like anxious and like say that I had to go home or whatever.
Yeah.
But they would steal them so they could put them on their bike. Like it was cool to. The holy grail was the 8-ball. If you could find 8-balls, that's all every kid wanted. So the last thing I was gonna do was steal a pick from the museum of the president.
I would have hit it until the pick fell and been like, "What? It's on the floor," and then took it.
You were more clever than I was. I don't know.
But I say it now. At the time, I would have been like, "Mister, the pick fell. Can you put it back, please?"
For me, I was just proud that I crossed the line. To actually take something, I'd have been too much of a wimp for that. So, all right, hey, Kevin, let's talk about video games. Oh, you froze again. What is going on here? Uh-oh, we're going to have to reboot his computer or something. We'll be right back again.
Sure.
Oh, you're here. Okay.
Yeah. Is there something happening? Maybe it's my 5G network. Maybe it's that.
No, you're good. Okay, you just
Oh,
freeze, and then I hear. Then it sounds like your mic disconnected too. Like, but we're
weird.
good. Okay. So, Kevin, you have a correction that you want to make from last
Holy hell!
episode.
I forgot we're a video game podcast. Yes,
Talking about video
absolutely.
games.
Yeah. So last week I was saying in Mega Man 7, I don't know if I mentioned which one it was, that if you press start, you'll actually hear the music from Castlevania. I was incorrect. It was not, because you even said Contra and Capcom, they wouldn't do that. And I was like, fucking Scott, what the hell you know? You don't know shit. Anyways, you were correct. Not Contra, Konami and Capcom wouldn't do that.
Yes.
So if you press start on Shademan's level, it will play the theme song to Ghosts and Goblins, not Castlevania.
That makes sense
So,
because Ghosts and Goblins
my
is
man.
Capcom.
Yeah. Have you seen that level? It's pretty cool. Not the
No.
level, the song. It's the Ghosts and dun, 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 do,
Yeah,
do, 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 do. Except in like a Mega Man style.
that's cool. I
Yeah, it
I
was
should
really
have.
cool.
The only reason I didn't was because the URL wasn't hyperlinked, so I couldn't click on it.
My bad.
Learn to copy and paste, Kevin.
My bad.
So, first up, we got a lot of PS4 news to start off the
Yeah,
show,
we do.
which is cool.
We can save those for last if you want.
No, let's get them out of the way.
All right then.
There's going to be a system update.
It's already out by now.
So when I turn my PS4 on, there will be a system update.
Yes.
This is kind of cool. I've never had a maximum party need of more than 8 people.
Or 2. I don't have many
Or
friends.
2. Yeah, especially on PS4. But they now can have party members up to 16 people.
That's crazy. I have people on Rocket League asking to friend me, and I'm like, stranger danger. I don't want to play with you. I don't know who you are. I don't want to talk to anybody.
We got to play again so that I think we can get to platinum or at least gold.
I think I'm on gold now for 3 versus 3.
Really? Okay.
I think so. Yeah. I could be lying for the clout, but I don't know what clout means. I just want to be cool.
That's what clout means.
Oh, well, there you go.
It's like verifiably that you're cool.
Sweet.
There's supposed to be network connectivity improved.
AKA if your system is modded, it's no longer modded.
Oh, because I'm sitting here thinking, well, that sounds like bullshit because their network would have to change for the connectivity to improve, right?
Yeah. Usually they do like behind the scenes or like maintenance and stuff like that. It's usually due to people who made their firmware older to mod their system.
Yeah.
Which is crazy they could do that with PS4. I have too many games to risk it. But that's usually what that means.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah. Improved audio quality, which is cool, and accessibility support with chat transcription has been added, only for the U.S. right now.
That's
impressive. That's cool.
Like, but where would you read it?
I don't like
on your phone, maybe using the PS app.
I guess you know what I had pictured in my head, something like the kind of chat you would get in Blizzard.
Oh, I've never seen like in the corner somewhere.
Yeah, like you'd see in like an MMO or Diablo or something where you just have something that is like floating on top of the screen.
Huh. I just read the next section for the remote play. Have you ever done remote play?
I haven't. I was going to ask. I thought you had, but didn't you do like some hacky workaround for it?
No. For remote play, they released this to work with the iPhone a couple months ago. It was only the iPhone, and it worked great actually. My remote play on my phone worked better than my Vita, which is the whole purpose why I got a Vita, was to do remote play. Because my Vita, I don't know what's up with the connection, but it's maybe the chip sucks or the Wi-Fi chip sucks. Because I have 500 meg speed or whatever, and it sucks on my Vita.
Yeah,
but my phone, it's perfect.
It's like amazing.
It's crazy, but playing on a touchscreen. Sorry, go ahead.
Do they have clips? Oh, I was going to ask. Do they have clips for like your PS4 controller that would?
It is scattered all over the screen, so you can play in portrait or landscape mode. With the touchscreen, but it's like the bottom corners would be the analog sticks. Yeah, on the top right corner. Sorry, go ahead.
Can you play it? I'm sorry. Can you play it with a Bluetooth controller?
So that's what they added now.
Okay.
So with this update, you can actually, you can use the Bluetooth remote on Android, iPhone, iPad, and Mac. Before, that didn't work for anything because iPhones don't connect to Bluetooth controllers. At least if it does, Sony didn't allow it. Because my phone is modded, so I have a bunch of emulators under that I want to buy. I want to play games with an actual controller, so I bought an 8-bit do like little tiny controller.
Yeah.
So I have one of those, and that's what I used because playing Metal Slug without touchscreen is impossible.
Oh yeah.
But now for PS4, touchscreens suck. So playing Kingdom Hearts or Bloodborne, any of those games with a touchscreen is impossible.
Yeah.
But playing Binding of Isaac or Pac-Man or any of these 2D games work wonders on it because you don't need R2, R3. Like I played Dead Cells on my phone and it was perfect.
Dead Cells.
Yeah, yeah, but the touchscreens
That's
and Dead Cells actually.
That's impressive.
Yeah. So any 2D games isn't too bad because you don't have to hold it down as much. Like if you have to hold down the buttons like R2 to lock on and X to attack, it's kind of hard on the touchscreen.
Mm-hmm.
But any other game where that's 2D, I don't know if this is making sense, but 2D games usually work well on touchscreen.
No, it does.
So now they enabled the Bluetooth controller to work on iPhone as well, which is perfect because now I can play my PS4 games when I'm in bed.
Oh yeah.
Rocket League on my phone. Oh shit.
That's what had me so disappointed about. I don't know what it is. Rocket League is terrible on Steam Link. It's terrible PC to PC, and it was terrible PS4 to Vita. Luckily, it's a low resource game, so it doesn't.
Rocket League, I think that was a huge resource. It's so HD.
No, you can, like you said, you can turn it down to be blocks.
That's true, yeah. Oh, you mean on PC, not on PS4?
Yeah, on PC. Like Rocket League will run on a potato. Like but the streaming of it, there's something about it. It just adds like this weird latency that's just it makes it unplayable. But I've been able to play. I didn't beat it, but I beat Cuphead on Steam Link, but Rocket League was unplayable.
That's weird.
Yeah, I don't know.
But Steam Link is what? When you remote into your Steam account somewhere?
Yeah, no, Steam Link's like the little Roku like box for Steam. It's like a Steam branded like Roku box that.
Oh, like this wasn't it called Steam Box?
Steam
Or did I
Link.
make that up?
No, there. So there was a Steam box that was going to be manufactured by different PC manufacturers that would be Steam ready things, and those were going to be called Steam boxes. And Steam was supposed to make their own mini PC console thing called a Steam box. That was a Linux based
That's what
box.
I'm thinking of.
Yeah. So the Steam Link is like a Roku box that all that it does is it looks for your PC on your network and streams from your PC to that box. So it gives you the console experience on a TV that your PC is not hooked up to.
Oh, okay. So it's no different than me plugging my computer into my TV then.
Correct.
It's wireless.
Correct.
Okay.
Other than the fact that you don't have to plug your TV. Like, so I have my PC here and 2 monitors, and then I have a long HDMI cable that goes up to a TV over here.
Okay.
Let's say that I wanted to play like rooms away, and I couldn't put a cable here, but I could plug into the same network. It would stream from my PC over my network to the TV in the other room.
Okay.
But didn't work well for Rocket League. But it did for other stuff. But Rocket League was unplayable.
That's weird. Let's see why it would matter. But yeah, so that's a new update.
Online stuff. So yeah, that's cool. That's a lot of good features.
Yeah. And it sucked. It updated yesterday. My daughter went to sleep early. My wife went out with her friends. I was like, yeah, I have like 3 hours to play by myself. I turn it on. Now downloading. Fuck. So waiting for that to download. Yeah. But then after that, it was now installing. Fuck. Rebuilding database. Fuck. So I played Resident Evil 4 instead. But we'll get to that after.
Okay. Well, at least it wasn't a total waste.
No.
But speaking of PlayStation 5 or PlayStation 5 is coming out. It's going to launch holiday 2020. So what jumped out about the announcement to you? Anything catch you or I don't know, before I talk about what I didn't pay attention to? We lost him again. It's just going to happen this way. We don't get We don't get podcasts without technical issues. We have some wonderful freeze frames from Kevin, though, which is nice. I when I'm in these situations, I can't tell if he can hear me or not, because a few seconds ago, when this happened, he could still tell that things were going on. So for any of the audio only listeners, from my perspective right now, Kevin is just frozen on the screen. And I guess I will try to leave the call, and this is going to be a fun one to edit. We'll be right back. I hear clicking. Are you back?
Are you frozen now?
No.
Oh,
Sorry.
no. That was weird.
My bad. I was just trying to time something. So, okay, it says the stream's continuing, so I think that we are...
Sorry, guys. I am
still...
from Canada, so it is far.
It is.
Come on, technology. Yeah.
But you're in a metropolitan area. It should be better. I bet you do have better internet than I do.
Probably.
I'm just native. That's the only... It's coming to me, not going out. That's the only reason that we've got this. So anyways, so we are back. Kevin, what I wanted to ask you about was, with the PlayStation 5 announcement coming and it being released in holiday 2020, what about the announcement got your attention?
I read after on this weird translation website about the backwards compatibility. I don't know if you saw that. That it might be backwards compatible with PS4, PS3, PS2, PS1.
Oh, that far. I was under the impression that it was confirmed for PS4.
Oh, maybe I read it.
But 3, 2, and 1 is pretty incredible. I had not heard that.
Yeah, it was a weird translate page. That's why I didn't link it, because I don't know if it's official.
Okay.
Because the news is too new for that to already have come out.
Sure.
So I was like, is it true or is it not? I don't know. I don't want to put it on there. But that's what I read. Other than that, I don't know what else they mentioned. They just said that it was coming supposedly next year.
Yeah, holiday 2020. I guess the thing that got my attention, and maybe it's a little gimmicky, was actually the controller update.
With the L2R2?
The fact that it's going to be resistive, or the developers are going to be able to program how resistive the triggers are for what you're doing.
So, like, if you're playing a game where you got to fight back, they might like
maybe a bow and arrow might be harder to pull back than a gun.
I don't want that.
Okay, wow.
The buttons hurt my fingers already. I'm very delicate.
Oh my goodness. Slap some maple syrup on it and suck it out. Also, well, this is really going to grind your gears, because the next thing that got my attention was just haptic feedback as well. So, do you have one of the newer iPhones where there are no buttons, but they simulate a button press with a tiny vibration? Yeah. So they're going to be adding that as well to get, like, so theoretically, maybe if you're walking through the woods, you could get a sensation of leaves. Maybe.
See, that I like. I like that.
Okay.
Like, if it was windy, the control vibrate.
But
like,
you're working. You know what I need to send you, Kevin, is one of those like 80s workout grip things.
I have those, yeah.
Oh, start using it. Then the adaptive triggers will be no problem when you play.
No, those things are too hard too. I don't want to squeeze them. They hurt.
I don't know what to tell you.
Actually, those you're
gonna have to get an Xbox. You're not even gonna be able to get a PS4 now.
Those wrist exercise thingies, I forgot what they're called. When I was a kid, I used to play Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles with myself. I was all 4 turtles. Okay, bear with me. My brother bought a gym set, whatever workout thingy, and it came with a skipping rope. So that was Michelangelo. It came with that bar that you bend in the middle.
Yeah,
that was Donatello. And it came with those things, which was Raphael. I don't remember what I used for Leonardo. But yeah, I would use that as my weapons as a Ninja Turtles.
I can absolutely understand why you selected all of those items too.
Right?
Yes.
That's imagination.
Pretty good. Pretty good, actually. Like
so every time I see those wrist things, I think of Raphael.
That's funny. I always think of just like, I don't know, almost like the guy who played Thanos. Josh Brolin.
Yeah.
I think of Josh Brolin sitting in the Easy Boy in Goonies, with the workout stuff and all that.
Oh, with the thing that stretches, right?
Yeah. Like, it's
Yeah.
that same kind of like 80s garbage equipment for that stuff. Even though those grip things I think are actually really good. But like a jump rope makes perfect sense to turn that into nunchucks,
Yeah.
and a bar as a staff or a
You know
bow.
that
Like,
bar that's like bends in the middle has like rubber?
yeah,
You're
yeah,
supposed to be able to
yeah.
like bend it down. Yeah, that's what I use for Donatello. I don't remember what I used for Leonardo. I'm sure I used something, but
You probably went outside of the weight set.
probably, yeah.
I had my aunt and uncle got me this turtles costume in like first or second grade, and
Or just said the logo on it.
it was the Leonardo one, yeah, like the crappy like face mask and like foam turtle shell and all that stuff. But the sword for Leo is actually a great plastic sword, but I always pretended that it was the white sword in Legend of Zelda.
Oh,
It
nice.
was not shaped the right way to be the Master Sword, but the white sword was the sword I spent the most time with. Because getting all those hearts and figuring out where all that stuff was really tough for me. So the white sword was like my Zelda sword, and it had a blue handle like the game, and it had like a really light gray. So for me, it wasn't a crappy wood sword. It was like the good sword that I could kill certain enemies in one hit. So
So Leo was your turtle, I'm guessing?
yeah, Leo was my turtle, which shocked me as an I always thought that was the lamest pick because everybody liked Leo, and then like as I got older, it's Raphael and Michelangelo, and I hear a lot of
Yeah.
people like hate Leonardo, and I'm like,
He was,
what?
he was like he was like the Tommy Pickles of the group. Yeah, okay, you're great. I get it.
He was the leader, man. He
Yeah.
was the leader. Tommy
Boring.
Pickles wasn't. Oh, Tommy. I was thinking of Chucky. Okay, yes, he was the
No,
Tommy
Tommy
Pickle.
Pickles,
Sorry,
yeah.
sorry, sorry. I was not buying your analogy, but yes, you're right. And I love Tommy.
You
So
know, it took me like 2 years ago. I finally figured out that Dill's name is Dill Pickle, and my mind was blown.
it's very
I
clever.
was like, Dylan Pickle. Holy shit, it's Dill Pickle. That's the coolest thing I've ever heard.
I really enjoyed that era of Nickelodeon.
Yeah, especially those games. I had the Rugrats games.
Oh, really? I've never played any. I don't think I played anything.
Reptar's Revenge. What was the dinosaur? Reptar, right?
Yeah, Reptar was the dinosaur.
Yeah, I think it was called Reptar's Revenge, and they had to
No,
find the
like I never
piece.
played a
Or
Run.
Reptar is missing. I can't remember what it was called.
Reptar's Revenge sounds right. That sounded familiar when you said it.
And they did like the PlayStation intro, like when they used to recreate shows in 3D, like South Park, the game, when they
Oh,
intro.
okay,
You know what
yeah,
I mean? They did the intro of the show in the PlayStation 1 graphics. And
Oh,
yeah.
that's cool.
And Rugrats look ugly in 2D. In 3D, they're like little monsters.
I'd love to. I really did like Rugrats. That's cool.
Yeah, no, it's a great show.
So yeah, that's what's coming to PlayStation 5. I
I
guess the
feel
big,
like it's too
well, the big,
soon.
okay, so the biggest thing is the SSD incorporation. So I guess we'll talk about this a little bit. It's not that interesting though, but I mean it is, but it'll be more fun when you can actually have it. The SSDs are going to allow for the fact that you don't need a mechanical drive, and I'm just now learning this, but I think as an example, the Spider-Man game, in order to make those games function appropriately from a programming standpoint on the hard drives, the disk drives, they would have to copy files upwards of 400 times on the same disk so that it was easier for the mechanical needle to find the data. And with an SSD, you don't need to do that. So it would only need to be in there one time. So theoretically, there is a tremendous space saving opportunity with the new SSD. So SSDs also, since they can recall information so much quicker, should be able to almost negate load times, according to what they've been stating. So the idea of patches being 20 gigs anymore, it's not going to have a lot of redundant data in there. So if it's 20 gigs, it's 20 gigs of like new data.
What does
But
the PS Pro have? Do they use the SSD?
nope.
Because I know the Pro is faster than the PS4.
Correct, but it's still using a mechanical drive.
Okay.
And the operating system, even if you throw an SSD in there, doesn't automatically give you the benefit because it's still operating under the protocols of the mechanical drive. So, well, on PC you get this like really big boost in performance because like Windows or iOS, Mac OS have they're built with the understanding that this is how the data operates, where the Xbox One and the PS4 do not have that built in. So the new systems will. So they also mentioned ray tracing technology should be available for developers if they choose to use it.
What's that? I don't know what that is.
Ray tracing it's in PC graphics cards now, but it is real-time dynamic lighting. So it actually tries to treat the rays of like a photon firing, almost the way like that's how the pixels want to operate, is my general understanding. So what that'll do in layman's terms is it will reflect appropriately depending on the simulated environment. So if something hits quote unquote metal, it will reflect appropriately, or it'll have a dull effect. They don't have to try to build that illusion. It will natively understand the surface that it's hitting in that digital environment.
Okay.
So it's supposed to be amazing, especially a game like I think Control came out that was a really big. It seems like a commercial bomb. Didn't sell very well, but it seems like by all accounts it's a really cool game. But I guess the ray tracing in there was really impressive. So that's good.
That was that third person game, right?
Yeah.
I think I saw it.
I think it's Platinum maybe that did it.
Oh, really? That sucks.
So so the new controller stuff, they're gonna have revamped interface and the SSD technology and load times and ray tracing. All of that's supposed to be able to give you a. You've heard a lot of people say, no more waiting in elevators, no more having to walk with exposition and stuff like that, because they're hiding loading.
Yeah, no, yeah, I understand.
So you don't need to hide it anymore. Is the intent?
But that's the best part, because in your elevator you can zoom, you can make the camera go in a circle, and then it gets stuck under their butt, and they can see their butt.
Okay. If did you see the Spider-Man demo of the PS4 subway ride versus the PS5 subway ride?
Yeah, that's what I was talking about, how the loading times is shorter on the PS Pro.
No, but have you seen the PS5 demo? Like, it goes from
PS5? No.
Yeah, so the theoretical new load times are it was like 15 seconds for a fast travel before, and it's instant now.
Oh, wow.
Like, there is no time for him to like flick on his phone and stand in the subway.
I just wonder, like,
there was a
what
demo
else
they released about it a while ago.
I wonder what else they can do, because I feel like it's too soon. Maybe it's because I feel like my PS4 is still brand new, even though it's 5 years old now, or mine is like 5 years old. I just don't know what else they can do to the systems themselves. I guess that, but that doesn't make me want to get a new system for all that. I don't mind load times.
Until you play Lego City Undercover on Wii U,
I have.
That's brutal.
Yeah.
That's PS1 load times bad, but I get what you're saying. Like I don't mind.
Like, that's why I hate these new consoles. I don't want to say hate, but like from Super Nintendo to N64, big graphical change. From N64 to what, GameCube? Was that the next one?
Yeah.
Big graphical change. From GameCube to Wii, not really a big graphical change, but the Wii had the,
Yeah, it had other stuff.
And from Wii to Wii U, big graphical change. It was HD, where the Wii wasn't.
Yeah, okay.
It's like Xbox. No, it's like PS3 to PS4.
I don't know. Like, I guess I look at 3D World versus Galaxy, and it's not that big of a leap to me.
And it's not, but like the PS4 to PS3, the graphics are very similar. I mean, you never have like a Spider-Man game the way it looks on PS3, but you know what I mean? Like,
I do.
It's
I do agree that there was definitely less. It was a smaller iteration between the last.
Yeah.
Game. So I get what you're saying, but this might be one of those situations where it'll feel incremental until you try to go back.
Yeah.
And you're like,
Because I still go
oh,
back to 360 and PS3, and those games still look good.
yes, but you wouldn't go from HD to a tube TV again. But when you were on a tube TV, it wasn't that bad.
Yeah.
So I'm
So when
wondering
you,
if like the load times and stuff, like once you get used to no load times, or once you get used to the nuance that might be available within the gaming controller, you might go back and feel like, wow, like they really did polish this up a bit. Like it might be more jarring going back, but we're used to it. You had a PS1, right?
yeah,
So
the no vibration.
you've been punched in the throat by load times for 2 decades now, right?
Yeah.
So what if eventually you just stop thinking about load times?
Yeah, I guess that could be a.
So if you would fire up a game that had load times, you'd be like, oh yeah, I guess this was kind of weird. I'm glad they did fix this. Um,
Yeah. I guess it's just not enough for a system seller for me.
which is fair. Which is, what I was gonna say is, I mean, it still like goes to your point where is it that big of a jump? Is load times the only? That's not worth. Load times alone are not worth upgrading an entire generation.
Yeah, and like the control with the feedback. I mean, that's cool, but you can do that now in a way.
So you know how your brain eventually gets used to crappy stuff.
Yeah.
So even in like grade school, you'd be watching on a 27-inch TV a movie, and you're in the back row, and without realizing it, you actually are zoned in and watching a movie, and it doesn't feel like it did when you first started because you've kind of adjusted.
Hmm.
Um, I think we just continuously adjust in a way, so that's why we're not seeing that big graphical difference. You get just kind of used to the way things are. So I could see this next jump feeling the same way for you. Like this,
Because like PS2 to PS3, huge difference. Huge difference.
I yeah, I guess to me it didn't feel like that.
Oh, really? The
Yeah,
HD, the actual HD graphics, like the sharpness, is incredible when going back to PS2 games.
I guess it was just the
But think about like Metal Gear Solid 2 or not 3. 3 was more detailed, but 2. When you see like Raiden's face and it's all so smooth, and
mm-hmm.
then you go to Metal Gear Solid 4 on PS3 and he's all detailed and he has all lights and like it's crazy going back to those games. And like PS1 is no comparison because it's just a big pixel block
Yeah,
when
yeah,
his mouth
yeah,
doesn't
for
move.
sure.
So yeah, PS2 to PS3, huge upgrade. PS3 to PS4, I don't see the big upgrade. The games are bigger, yeah, but I don't know. I don't feel like I don't mean to poo poo on this generation. It's just that I don't know. I've lived through we lived through the 80s and stuff when we
Yeah,
saw
where
the
it was
graphical
like
upgrades. You
yeah,
know
the
what I mean?
innovations were huge. I guess like maybe it'll be one of those things where we look back and we're like, yeah, maybe that. We'll just say I don't know the generation. It's like eighth or ninth or something. Let's just call it the fourth generation because there's a PS4.
Yeah.
We might look back and say, maybe that was more of a bridge versus like a big leap. And
And that's what I feel like
three to five is where maybe that perspective would need to come in.
yeah.
But I don't know. I'm nervous about this thing being really expensive as well.
$599 US. 509. Remember that
It,
PS3 back in the day?
I'm nervous that might happen again. Honestly, $600
Yeah.
US, like that's $8 million in Canada.
But even then, the PS3 added a whole new medium, which is the Blu-ray.
They did.
PS2 added DVD. Like, you know what I mean? They add something new.
Yeah.
PS4 had nothing. Had Blu-ray again. Yay.
No, well, Blu-ray, but not 4K, which Microsoft licensed from Sony to put in their Xbox. The reason I wanted a Xbox, I've said this before, but I wanted a good 4K HDR Blu-ray player that would be updated with. When I first got this 4K TV, it's just like one of those TCLs, like the generic kind of cheapo brands. Was not compatible with the HDR that the Xbox had.
Really? Okay.
But they did a Xbox firmware update, and it
Oh, so
became
now
compatible.
okay.
So I'm not sure you're gonna. So that's why I wanted a console that had a nice Blu-ray player in it for 4K Blu-ray, and you can only play regular Blu-ray on PS4. You can't play 4K, even though you can stream 4K.
See, and I haven't entered the 4K universe yet. I'm still down to good old 720.
There you go.
So maybe that's
no wonder you don't see
maybe
a
that's
fucking difference
on me.
4K makes a big difference. Like even on lower settings, it's pretty. When you have that many pixels, it just inherently creates more detail. It's really cool.
Yeah, maybe I'm left behind, but it shouldn't be that way though. You shouldn't be left behind because you don't have the right TV or can't afford it. Because as a PS3 first did, that's why people were against it.
Absolutely should be left behind. You can't.
Do you remember when HD first came out and we're like HD?
Yeah, that was a decade ago, and that's what you're still rocking. I feel bad for you, but you can't hold technology back because some people are going to get left behind.
I guess.
So you just,
I don't know.
with that thought process, like no more HD TV, like no more pixels are allowed to be crammed into anything.
I'm good with 1080 or 720.
Correct. Yeah, that's you, right?
Yeah,
I am too. I play games on 1080p. 1080p is good enough for me. But I'm glad that they're iterating still, that they're trying to strive for more.
Mm. Well, that's why I haven't bought a PS Pro, because I know that plays 4K or streams in 4K or whatever it does.
It does like some, it streams 4K, but it does some weird upscaling stuff. Checkerboarding is the term, which I kind of get it. It's like they take a pixel and multiply it by 4 or 2 or something. I don't know. The 4K stuff's not there yet. That's not what you really need to worry about. But my point is, it's okay to get left behind. You don't always have to be on the forefront of technology, but you got to.
That's why I keep going backwards in my games. I'm like, you know what? Fuck this. I'm going to stick with my PS1
because they're still good.
Yeah, they are.
Like, it's not like you don't need a caveat for good old video games.
Yeah,
they're just still good. So go back.
I'm still saving up for a Switch, but I don't know. Like I said, I think this is my last console games I'm going to buy, like systems, for a long time. The Switch is my last one I plan to buy.
Dude, I think there's a good chance, especially being in Toronto, that you actually might be a perfect candidate for being able to just stream your games, and then you're not investing hundreds of dollars to get a console. You're spreading that out over just a subscription.
On what, PS4?
Yeah, like after this coming generation. No. The equivalent of the PS6.
Oh, okay.
So this coming one probably, like, you're a perfect candidate for this to be your last one. Because you could just have a month of Nintendo, a month of Xbox, a month of PlayStation. You can just hop around depending on what you're in the mood to play, and you still have all your old stuff.
Yeah, I have a huge backlog, too big.
So, you just seemed like you made a comment like this could be your last upcoming one. I'm thinking like, absolutely, I bet it could be, and you might end up playing more games.
Yeah, I think after
without consoles.
Yeah, like I think. I'll still be playing what I have, but I think after the Switch, I'm like, I don't care about whatever the new Xbox is going to be, whatever new PlayStation or PS5 I guess it's going to be, but I'm good. Like I'm gonna be left behind. I'm gonna fall back. That's fine. I'll stick with my old stuff.
I'll get a PS4 and I'll get the new Xbox. I won't. It'd be extremely unlikely I'd get either at launch, but eventually I'll get them.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe. Well, I guess we'll see what happens. I have no plans or desires for it. Did you see that The Onion pulled out an article saying that Microsoft's gonna name their next system?
They already announced the Xbox 6 to like take the thunder away from the PS5 announcement.
Oh, I read it as PlayStation 5. Maybe I read it wrong. The Xbox, Microsoft announces Xbox, PlayStation 5 or PlayStation 6. Like they took the PlayStation 6 name.
I heard it. I heard someone talk about it. They said Microsoft announces the PlayStation 6.
Yeah.
Oh, that's even funnier. Okay.
Yeah.
I thought that Microsoft came out and announced the Xbox 6.
No,
I thought that was a gag because
they can't do it.
Well, because they couldn't have the 3, so they called it the 360. That's what
They couldn't call it Xbox.
So it always, I took it as it was a riff on, like, Xbox would always have a lower number. Like, they started the Xbox against the PlayStation 2.
Yeah.
So when the PlayStation 3 came out, they didn't want to have the Xbox 2
Oh, so
up
they
against
said
3.
360.
So they threw the 3. Now, I have no citation for that.
That
So
makes
it could be
sense.
utter bullshit. But corporations do dumb crap. So I could see that line of thinking somehow making it all the way through.
Well, like Xbox One is a dumb name. It's a stupid name for the third console.
Why not just. They clearly were moving to a platform anyways. Why not just commit to just Xbox back then? I bet that's all they call it from here on out. It's just
Well, I mean,
Xbox.
the problem with that is when you're talking about Xbox One, which one are you talking about? The new one or the old one?
Well, they already have that. So who
Which one?
cares? Just call it all Xbox. Just, oh, are you streaming or are you buying one of the, like, flavors of Xbox console? Are you going to use your browser? I think there's a chance that the Xbox One X and S might be able to stream all the new stuff. I have no idea.
No, but I'm talking about the original Xbox.
Okay.
So when you say Xbox One,
That's
which one
what
are you
I
talking
want.
about?
You've heard us say it before. I've called the OG Xbox One.
Yeah, that's what I call it as well because that was the first one.
First one. So it's what we call the PlayStation One. Even though
Yeah.
that wasn't called PlayStation One.
No, it wasn't. It was just PlayStation.
Wasn't there one that was called wasn't there like a
PSX?
mini re-released one that came out late in its life cycle? They did have one on the flip up.
Oh, the PS01. Yeah, it was the
It
lid.
was spelled like ONE, right?
Oh, and yeah,
Because
that's right.
they had an X as well, I think.
PSX was what it was like. What's the word abbreviated to?
Oh, okay.
But the PS1 did exist. It was the one. It was like a small one, and it looked like the lid was the TV or the screen. It
Oh
wasn't the lid, but it looked like it. Yeah.
yeah. That's cool. So, yeah, that's what you can look forward to. Next up, Fortnite addiction lawsuit likens game's effect to cocaine.
Yeah, so this is a good old crazy country of Canada. So a class action lawsuit over Fortnite addiction is going to be filed in Canada, alleging that the game has addictive properties comparable to cocaine and that Epic Games failed to properly warn parents about its addictive properties. So they're saying that pretty much that Fortnite is as addicting as cocaine, which I don't know how
Sure.
you feel about this, but I agree.
I'm sure medically you can prove that you're like getting the dopamine hits and whatnot.
I mean, gaming is addicting. It is. I love the hobby. You have to do it like you do with anything else in small
sure,
segments.
moderation.
Yeah, absolutely.
So it can be addicting, not is addicting.
Yeah.
I guess like it's not inherently addicting. I mean, you can do cocaine and not be addicted to it.
Yeah. But I mean, but I get it. Like, if I could, I would sit. Everyone asks, when I say everyone asks, I mean no one asks me. But what would you do if you had a week off to yourself? I don't want to go on any trips. I don't want to go anywhere. I want to sit on my couch and just play video games all week. That's all I want. That's it. I want to work on my backlog and just play games just for 1 week. I also want to do cocaine straight for
I was going to say,
1
is that
week.
what you want to do for a week? Is that...
So I mean, I get it. But this has been the argument forever about how video games are addicting, and they ever watch the show Intervention?
It's been a long time.
But you've heard of it?
Yeah.
About the
Yeah.
So there was one episode when this guy went to rehab for a video game addiction.
Okay.
Now, I think personally that the guy was trolling everybody because people are stupid and can't tell the difference between someone joking and saying they're addicting for the, again, cult? What is it called? Clout. There we go.
Clout.
I'm hip. So because when they were interviewing him, he was like this. Sometimes I'll just sit and I'll start playing, and like he'll like have a controller in his hand and pretend like he's playing a game. And I'm like, the fuck are you doing? What is this? What is this? You don't talk to like a heroin addict. They're like, yeah, sometimes I just want to. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it was bullshit the way this kid did it, but I do believe it is addicting.
I do as well, but this line in the article from one of the defendants really pisses me off
Go ahead.
because this shows. Okay, it says in our case, quote, in our case, the two parents that came forward and told, or two parents that came forward and told, quote, because this was a lawyer saying it.
Yeah.
If we knew it was so addictive, if we knew it was so addicted, it would ruin our child's life. We would have never let him start playing Fortnite, or we would have monitored it a lot more closely.
That's the problem right there.
That's the problem. It is
Yeah.
So these parents are. It's not their fault that they treated their kids like latchkey kids and just let them do whatever they wanted. And nothing against latchkey kids. Like I get it. Like you got to work.
I was a latchkey kid.
Like my mom is usually home when I got home, but both my parents worked growing up and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But come on, if you.
Sorry, and the ages of the kids are 10 to 15-year-old, in case I was wondering.
Oh my god, that's even like this is gross. This is why tort laws are out of control in the U.S. I don't know how they are in Canada, but like if a class action lawsuit can be brought up to say, I would have monitored it more closely if I thought if you would have told me it was dangerous, I would have monitored it more closely. Screw you. Like that is your fault. How are you not more
difference? Sorry, the difference with I was a latchkey kid. I grew up playing games I shouldn't have. Mortal Kombat, Splatterhouse, what have you.
Why shouldn't you have?
Well, because it's terrifying to see all that blood and gore. I was terrified as a kid playing it. My mom is an older Portuguese woman. She worked, I was home by myself. She didn't care. I remember going to Blockbuster to rent Resident Evil, and they had to call my mom to ask if it was okay for me to rent it. And she's like, Resident Evil, well, yeah, okay, right? And I got scared. But I played those games, and they're not for kids. But I wasn't addicted to it because the games back then were different than they are now.
Yeah, and that is fair, and that is. They do use manipulative tactics to get you hooked on games. Like that. That is not deniable.
Like, but these games are endless.
Exactly,
endless,
and they have a cultural touchstone. So there is a sense of everybody's doing it, and you don't want to be the kid that's called default.
Yeah.
So there is that general addiction to if you know that your parents will never give you a cent to get a cool skin or whatever. And all you have is time, you're going to grind out the experience points and the leveling to get the cool stuff so that you fit in with the kids, which I absolutely understand is shitty of, Epic to use as a tactic for engagement. However, that's your damn fault. Like, you're not going to let your child drink. And you're not going to not let your child drink because there's a warning label on it. You're not going to let your kids smoke because of a warning label.
No, absolutely.
And the games
do research.
Yeah, it's not. So I just have a problem with this being a class action lawsuit.
But this is the same thing with the I don't know if you ever heard of Kadikarus on YouTube. He did a video about parents being upset that there were Peppa Pig videos that were not actually Peppa Pig videos. And the parents were blaming YouTube's kids-only algorithm for not filtering this. And it's like, it's not the machine's job to filter this. It's your job to filter this.
Thank you. You're a father. So, I'm glad that it's not just someone going, well, I don't have any kids, so who am I to say? I don't know how hard it is. But, Dustin.
I would never let Hannah watch YouTube ever without me.
Yeah.
If she does, I'm making sure what she's watching is legit.
And so every host we've had on the show that has kids, it feels exactly the same way. Gooch was that way with his son. Justin's that way with his boys. And Tony's that way with all of his kids. So I know that I'm not speaking from a totally naive perspective. And it's just, it just really irritates me that they're like, if they would have told me, I would have paid more attention. Like, fuck off.
It's laziness. It's someone to blame for your fuck ups.
Yeah.
And that's what it all comes down to.
Yeah.
But again, it is addicting, but A lot of things are. Sitting on the couch watching
Bingo.
TV every
Yeah,
day is addicting.
Netflix can be addicting. The Great
Yeah,
British Bake
absolutely.
Off is just as bad as cocaine. I will
Yeah,
sit there and waste an entire day on British Bake Off. I'm
yeah.
really pissed right now that it's weekly.
I didn't even heard of that show.
You've
I'm
never heard
guessing
of
it's
the
like a
British
bake off
Bake
show.
Off? Oh
No,
man, be careful, stay away. It's
I
a
love those
reality
shows, dude.
show where no one's a jerk, and they just make baked goods.
What's the point?
The
Is that the
baked
one where they have
goods.
the Halloween bake offs? I don't know. My wife
Nah.
watches a bunch of baking shows. I can't stand TV. I can't. I hate television. I'm not
uh,
saying this to sound cool. I legitimately hate watching TV.
Clearly, because
I'll
there's so
watch
many shows I want. I'm like, I want to reference with you, and you're like, nah.
unless it took place in like the early 90s. I have no idea what's happening now, and I watch shows on Netflix at work on lunch. So that's my only show time I have because I can't play games.
Well, the one above all else I've recommended, Always Sunny in Philadelphia, is the one
Yeah,
that if you dive back
I'm
in.
looking for that. It's not on Prime. It's not on Netflix. So I gotta
Do
find
you have
where
Hulu?
streaming. Hulu's not in Canada.
Oh, it's not on Canada,
It's not in Canada.
dude. That sucks.
Yes, it does.
Do you know how great
We
the
just got Prime Video, so
that's garbage. Uh, man, the new Disney Plus
I
is
can't wait for that.
yeah, but the basic American version is like $12 a month, but they also give you Hulu and ESPN Plus.
Yeah, I don't think
I
we
pay
get that.
$12 a month for Hulu alone right now, so I will turn the Hulu ads on. Get the ESPN because I went to I went to a big state school but a crappy football program. But
Yeah,
I'll be able to watch OU on ESPN. And I'll watch some of the other Disney stuff that's on there. It
yeah.
seems
No,
so
there's no
cheap.
Hulu in Canada.
Oh, that sucks.
Like I said, we just got Prime, and I remember when Netflix first came out. You guys had Netflix on DVDs, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that Netflix never existed to us.
You
We
never
only
had the
had
DVD
Netflix.
one?
Never.
I
We
thought
had
you
Netflix
only
as
had a DVD
streaming.
one.
Nope, we never had Netflix at all.
Oh, the DVD one was cool. I have a whole binder of concert DVDs that I would rent from Netflix and burn it and send it right back. I spent a lot of time doing that, and it's not like I sit there and go back through those. Big waste of time.
Yeah.
But it was fun, like Huey Lewis to the Deftones, like Muse and Oasis. Like you get all these like cool. Yeah,
I bought my
cool shows.
DVDs because I don't like piracy. Ever see that commercial? I would not steal a car, damn it.
Oh, no, but I've heard the. I can't recall it.
You
Yeah,
wouldn't
you wouldn't
steal
steal
a
a
purse.
car. Yeah.
Yeah. You
Uh,
wouldn't download a car. I don't remember what it said.
no, I think it says that you wouldn't steal a car. I think that's right.
Ironically enough, that was on my pirated DVDs. I only saw that on. So
Yeah, the only time like I still buy Blu-rays and then I rip them, which is technically breaking the law because I'm decrypting it,
yeah,
so I can put it on my Plex server. Um, every now and again though, like if a Blu-ray, so they just re-released Willow on Blu-ray, so I bought Willow. But
Willow. Which one's Willow?
it's got Warwick Davis as the little wizard guy and Val Kilmer and this
Mm.
kind of strawberry blondish, really pretty redheaded girl.
Oh yeah, I see the cover. Okay, I remember it.
Okay, so I love that movie.
Oh yeah, okay, I remember this.
It's
Holy
a
shit, I completely forgot about this movie.
oh man, it's I love that movie. But that was not available to purchase on Blu-ray, so I pirated that
Yeah,
so I could have it. But then it came out and I bought it. So like TurboGrafx 16 games, old video games, I'm totally cool with piracy. Newer stuff, I tend not to. I will pay. Like, oh, I just watched the new Spider-Man movie, the Far From Home.
Far From Home. Yeah.
Yeah, I rented that on Prime. It was good. I liked it. It was funnier than I was expecting.
See, it's so bad because, oops, I
Well,
don't
you don't like?
pirate.
Oh,
Say
that.
what?
Oh, I thought you were gonna say Far From Home's bad.
Oh no, I loved the Spider-Man movies. I don't pirate movies. I stream them from like Cody.
That is pirating it.
I know, but I'm not owning it. because whenever I see an option to rent a movie, I'm like,
You consumed
what?
entertainment that you should have paid for.
Yeah, absolutely.
That
But I didn't download, I
if
didn't
you
burn it
streamed
onto
it
a
from
disc.
dude, if you streamed it from Cody, you 100% literal of the law pirated it.
Oh, the connection's dropping. I think
Oh
they're listening
yeah, what
in.
a Kevin.
I
I
stream a
don't
lot of
pirate,
movies
I
now.
use Cody.
I mean, I guess it's like walking by someone's window.
You guess it's piracy.
You're walking by someone's window in a neighborhood, and they
If you
happen
tell
to
me you're
watch a
smelling a
movie.
pie and that's not the same as stealing the pie off the windowsill, I'm gonna be
It's
like,
not because no, I'm looking at someone's across the streets watching Spider-Man. I'm watching it too. I'm not stealing it. I'm just watching it. Someone else is perhaps stealing it. I didn't do it. Now, if I went there and took it, that's pirating.
the FCC would argue that you did pirate that. Because
Well, they
we
can't
have to
prove it with
have
me.
license. The FCC is an American thing, so you don't have to worry about that.
Oh, good.
But because like at a bar, like you can't just have DirecTV at the bar, pay $50 and broadcast the UFC fights to all the hundreds of people in the bar.
Yeah.
You need a distribution license for that.
Okay.
Same goes for if you are playing music at a bar. Technically, you can get fined for not playing that stuff. So
Yeah, that's why.
So you are going to get your neighbor arrested by looking through his window. You're making him have to go to jail and pay fines. So you're
But I got to watch the movie for
you
free.
do get to
So
watch
what
it.
do
Yeah. Kevin, I'm going to reach the internet and smack you. I don't pirate. I just stream it on Kodi. That's
Yes.
that's
I didn't do anything. As far as I know, I just clicked the link.
Hey, that's funny. I appreciate that. Now I will. Okay, my favorite show to pirate is Just Tattoo of Us on MTV. It's a British MTV.
Okay.
And it is the show where they find two people that have a history together. And they say they're friends, but they secretly hate each other. And so they go blindly and get to pick tattoos for the other person. And the other person doesn't know what tattoo they get until it's revealed. And they say they can put it anywhere on their body. And it can be anything. And these people go hard on each other.
Why would anybody agree to this?
I don't know. It is the most amazing show I've ever seen. Just Tattoo of Us. I have to pirate that. There's no good way to watch it.
And that's another thing. I have no choice but to pirate because there's no other way for me to watch it.
That's where I get into it. Is like if it's, I'm not going to pay $20 to watch a single movie in my house.
Yeah.
So some of the pricing models are just absolutely absurd. One way that I try to build up credits on it. Do you guys have like if you pick a different day on Amazon, like if you do no rush shipping, do you get like $1 a credit towards digital purchases?
No, we suck here. We get nothing.
Well, no, that's not true, but I was just wondering, because it's neat, if I don't do 2-day shipping and I let them take their time, they give me $1 for $1 towards a digital purchase, like an ebook or movie rental.
Oh, that's cool. You guys get a lot of rewards, I've noticed, in the States. You have like Sony rewards, you have like Xbox rewards, you have...
It's all a racket, though, dude. It's all... You have to be super diligent, and all they're doing is taking your data. It sucks.
Oh, yeah, you're very worried about your data.
The grass
I got nothing to hide.
It's not always greener.
Hey, if they want to see a bunch of dick
You
pics,
haven't
by all means.
downloaded it. That's why you're like, I got nothing to hide.
Yeah, exactly.
I didn't download it. You can check my computer.
Well, how does this make sense? I want to watch How the Grinch Stole Christmas during Christmas. I own that movie. It's in a box somewhere in my closet because I don't have room to put it anywhere. It's not on Netflix.
Torrent
it's not on
that
Prime. Exactly. I'm not gonna pay $4.99 to rent an SD version of it.
Yeah, like John Wick 3, I did download. I have the Blu-ray, but I did download a 4K rip. I don't have a 4K Blu-ray player that can rip 4K Blu-rays.
Yeah.
So if I want the 4K version on my Plex, I'll pirate those.
And to be fair, I stream mostly shows, not movies, because movies are on Netflix. Chances are I'll find it on one of the streaming services.
Yeah.
Because I'm not gonna watch Joker on Kodi because it's gonna be like a weird handy cam. I'm not gonna
Yeah,
watch that.
yeah, that's garbage.
Right? I'll watch it in theaters, and then I'll stream if I want to watch it again. That's what I did with Endgame. I watched it in theaters, and I want to watch it really badly, and I found a stream online.
Yeah, so like in my mind, that's like paying for an album and listening to the song over again. You don't have to
Yeah.
pay every time you listen to the song.
Yeah, yeah. See, I'm not the bad guy here.
went to
You
the-
are, so I got to blame somebody.
You went to the movie theater and you paid for a ticket.
Yeah.
I see no reason for you to feel guilty about streaming on.
Oh, I never said I felt guilty.
No.
I actually forgot what I said.
It was. No, you're right. You never did. I put that in your mouth. I can't.
Because I'm not doing a crime,
the fact that
man.
you're like
I'm
I
not
did
pirating
not.
anything.
I love that you're like I did not download it. I did not pirate it. I'm like that just.
I did not. I did not.
I did not. As you drink, Mark. Oh, hi, Mark.
Hi, Mark.
I've never seen that movie. I just know the name.
See, I watched that movie before it was like popular and known as the worst movie ever.
Yeah.
And I watched it, and I was like, "Well, that was a movie." Like, I don't know. It never really stuck with me. Mind you, I love Kung Pao. So
Okay.
like the worst movie ever made, I love and legitimately love that movie. So to me, The Room was just another movie, just not as funny.
Okay.
So that's why when it became like there's disaster artist, when it became as big as it did,
Yeah.
I was surprised because I'm like I don't know.
I haven't seen the disaster. I heard that's good though. The disaster.
Yeah, I heard
Artist.
as well.
I haven't watched it though. So next up, I guess we don't need to talk too much about this, but Doom Eternal
Yeah,
is
just an
delayed
update I saw today.
till March of next year. Did you play Doom 2016?
I love Doom 2016.
Me too. So I'm very excited for this. So they can take
Yeah.
their time.
I loved the original Doom when they re-released it on the current consoles. I bought those again. They finally available on iPhone. I bought that again. The same price as the PS4 version. What the? Wait.
Did you
What's
see
going
that they're giving you Doom 64 if you pre-order it?
Yeah, I saw that for the Switch.
That's cool. I think they might
That
do it
is
for all
awesome.
of the console, or it might not.
No way. That's licensed. I thought it was only for the Switch.
Maybe it. I don't know. Who
Oh no,
developed
you're
that
right.
game?
Doom 64 will be available on Xbox One, PS4, and PC.
Yeah, see.
Wow, that is surprising.
But I think now because of the delay, they're gonna let it be a pre-order for all the consoles now, not
Yeah.
just Switch.
That's wild.
Very cool. But yeah, I'm excited. Doom Eternal seems cool.
Isn't that the worst Doom? Is Doom 64?
It's a different Doom.
Yeah.
I thought the SNES was the worst.
Well, yeah. I mean, not counting the.
I don't know.
ones.
I've heard people that revere Doom 64 as really something. So I don't know.
Did you ever see that meme online where it's like, I can't find a cover for wood?
I have.
It's
It's the Doom disc upside down. It does say wood.
I don't know why that tickles me so much.
It is funny. I think that's why. So that's cool. If you pre-order it, you can get that. Doom Eternal should be good.
Oh shit! I got.
Uh,
But yeah, I didn't even know Doom Eternal. I'm guessing that's obviously a sequel for the 2016 one.
yeah. I rumor is you go to like hell, like actually go to hell.
Oh really?
Yeah. Which
God,
no?
I
Did you
love
do
Doom.
that in the first? Did I do that one?
I
Was that
thought you
Mars?
did.
I'm
I don't
somewhat
know.
like I'm in like the second to last boss, and I can't beat him, so I'm probably never gonna see the end of that game.
Oh, I beat it when it first came out. I haven't played it since. I want to play it again. I like it because there's no reloading.
Or maybe you go to
Doom
Mars.
was-
Yeah. Okay. Quick. Hey, see, quick reload. We already have that. What are they talking about, right?
No, there is no reload in Doom.
I thought you meant when you die, you would quickly reload. You're talking
Oh,
about
gotcha.
like the reload function of the gun. I gotcha.
Of the gun, yeah.
Yeah, Doom Eternal though it should be, or maybe it goes to heaven, and Mars, something like I don't know.
Maybe it goes to
It's
the
all
forest.
rumors. We don't know at this point. I'm gonna get through this one pretty quickly. But it looks freaking cool. the arcade one up for the Turtles cabinet.
Oh yeah, so this wasn't really a news thing. I just wanted to bring up the fact that you guys are awesome in the States, I mean, because you guys have arcade cabinets. I was gonna make a big stink out of it until I found out that we also have these too, except they're $500.
Yeah, and they need like a riser. Have you seen any of these in person?
No, I
They're
haven't.
too small. They
Oh, you know what? I just saw a screenshot of people like standing around it. Oh, but it's the same old April O'Neil though.
it's the proper that's what's cool about this Turtles one is it's the real artwork from the arcade
Yeah,
game.
because I was in love with that April cover.
The that was the most hyped. That and Super Mario 3 were the most hyped I've ever been for like a game to release.
Yeah,
And I'm gonna say this was probably the one the most. I don't know what it was. This game, every time that I was near an arcade and this was there, this was one of the games that I would pretend to play the idle screen, even if I had no quarters.
yeah.
You know. And then when it was coming to I couldn't even wrap my mind around how they were gonna do it on the Nintendo because I was 6 or whatever
Yeah.
or 8, and I'm like, oh yeah, you could just like select the turtle because in my mind you had to. The turtles were going to be locked to the controller like they were in the
Controllers,
arcade
that's right.
machine.
Yeah.
Um, and I to this day, that's one of my favorite video games ever. Is Turtles 2, the arcade game.
And the music. And see, I didn't know as a kid that there was an arcade version.
Oh, really? Okay.
So I played the Nintendo one first because I loved the Turtles and I was 4. So I played that and then I saw the arcade version, not in an arcade, in a grocery store of all places. And I was like, holy, this game looks just like the game I have at home,
Yeah.
except it looks better.
I actually.
I never put the two together that it was the same game. Just,
Oh,
you
okay.
know what I mean? Like I never read the cover where it says the arcade game. That never meant anything to me. I just called it Ninja Turtles. It wasn't, you know what I
Gotcha.
mean? It wasn't Ninja Turtles 2, it wasn't Ninja Turtles, it was just Ninja Turtles.
So did you not play the first one?
I did, but I didn't like I was a dumb kid. I never differentiated the differences of the games.
Okay.
It was just Ninja Turtles or Ninja Turtles with the one with
The other one.
you swim. Yeah, the other one.
Okay.
Like it was never 1, 2, or 3. It
Sure.
was just like the one with the fire in an apartment or the one where you're on the street. Oh, let's play the fire apartment one. Like I don't know. I never read covers.
It that's I kind of actually get that. It looks cool. Like this is what you would want, but it's too. These aren't good enough for me.
But what I wanted to bring up was that the fact that we're able to buy arcade cabinets again, this is what I'm talking about when I'm saying the game store should do. Bring this shit back.
Yes.
Like there's a Twitter I was following today where they were selling arcade cabinets. And I said, oh man, I wish I can fit this in my house. And they're like, actually, it's 1/4 of the scale. It's about the size of your microphone.
Yeah, see, but I'm not. That's not. I want the real fucking.
But
thing.
not only that, it
I
was
want it-
$400.
Oh,
Like
that's
for
brutal.
that?
No.
Yeah, it was like $50. I would buy that, but it was like, yeah, it was 1/4 of the scale of an actual arcade.
I
My
want.
dream.
I want a real Donkey Kong. I
Yes,
want a real
absolutely.
Nintendo cabinet.
Absolutely. I bought the Mortal Kombat 9, I guess it was, when I came out on 360. I bought the arcade cabinet controller.
Okay.
So it was the joysticks
Yeah.
and the buttons, just like in the arcade, because that was the closest I can feel to owning an arcade cabinet. I didn't even like the game that much. I just wanted that. I still have it.
Sure. I like
And
playing with fight sticks. That's fun.
yeah, so that was the closest I felt to owning an arcade cabinet. I still want to own the original Pac-Man and Space Invaders. Those are 2 cabinets I want.
I would. Yeah. I want that midway. So it could be. Like from that midway perspective, I would take a Galaga, a Gorf, a Miss Pac-Man, or a Pac-Man as just a real, or well, actually, but I love that. I love that midway shape. And then the Nintendo, the classic Nintendo, whether it's a Popeye, a Mario Brothers, a Donkey Kong, DK Junior, DK3, any of that stuff.
Yeah.
I just love the shape and the look and the different color variants. I wouldn't care if I had the blue one or the reddish one or any of those from the Nintendo. The thing I like about those is you could, I want it to be stock. I just want it. I only need one game in it. I don't need the emulator boards. I don't need all that stuff. I just want to.
There was a Neo Geo one I played growing up. It had Metal Slug, Bust a Move, I want to say.
Probably Samurai Showdown, or
Yeah, two other games.
maybe the golf one. Those four, what did they call those? They had cartridges in the arcade machines, almost like a console. You wouldn't
Yeah.
have seen that necessarily, but
No.
for an arcade operator, they would just change the little marquee slot and plug a new cartridge in. I think those were called MVS, and at home they were the AVS. It was the same info, just in a different cartridge. And I think there's converters for Neo Geos that'll let you play arcade carts on your home console Neo Geo.
Oh, that's rad.
I know that one of them goes the other way. Maybe they both are interchangeable. And it might be AVS that's in the system and MVS that's home. I forget. But
And isn't it crazy that there were settings on games for people to pump quarters into it to make it harder or easier?
right, and there were no class action lawsuits about those.
Yeah, and there was like blood in Mortal Kombat. You can turn it off as like the operator of the arcade if you don't want to have blood on it. Because if there was blood, people wouldn't play it because parents would be afraid. But if
Sure.
you say there's no blood, then like there was shit. There was a fighting game I played in the grocery store. I want to call it. It wasn't Time Splitters. I can't remember what it was called, and it wasn't a popular fighting game. Um, but I played it as a kid, and I remember in a game you chainsaw someone's head off.
Okay.
And I remember as a kid, I was like, "Ah!" Like I knew I shouldn't have seen that because then you know how like Street Fighter shows them all beaten up at the end and stuff
Yeah.
like, oh, you won't. Except this time it was just a head. I mean, no head, just a stump with like the spinal bone, and it was like throbbing. And I'm like, ah! Like I wish I as a kid, I was like, I wish I didn't see this because I'm gonna be thinking about this all night. I gotta find out the name of this fighting game. I'll send it to you when I find out what
All
it
right.
was.
Sounds good. So,
That's why I loved Wreck-It Ralph, and then they fucking ruined it in the second movie.
I haven't seen the second movie. I heard it's not great, so I haven't watched it.
Don't. It sucks. I was so angry with it. You had a good thing going, man. Like, listen to my. I always wanted to be a movie writer.
Okay.
So, you know, in the first Wreck-It Ralph movie, it was about the arcades, right? My idea for the second Wreck-It Ralph movie was to make him fight a modern version of himself. So they're making Wreck-It Ralph 2, but it looks like Gears of War.
Yeah.
And he's like, that's not me, right? Isn't that amazing?
That's
and then
a
you have
great
like
idea.
You have an evil Fix-It Felix. You have an evil Wreck-It Ralph.
Yeah.
Like they're all like gruffed and angry and all that. That was my idea for the movie. But they made a stupid internet movie. And I'm like, what are you doing? You're just doing, you're showing.
Like the Emoji Movie, but just Wreck-It Ralph.
Sort of, yeah. I actually didn't mind Emoji that much. I mean, it's not great, but I've watched it enough times with Hannah to kind of appreciate it.
Okay.
I'm like, I've seen worse, you know what I mean?
Fair
But
enough.
yeah, like Wreck-It Ralph doesn't work. You know when you watch somebody on TV play a game and you're like, that's not how that game works.
Yes.
That's what Wreck-It Ralph does with eBay. Where they're like, we have to buy this in. Let's make an account. That's not how that works. You can't just make money this way. I don't know. It took me out of it. And they
Okay.
ruined a whole storyline between Penelope, whatever. And awful. Don't watch it.
Okay.
It's just Disney saying, look how much property we own. Here's Marvel, here's Star Wars, and here's the princesses. We own everything. Uh-huh.
So,
How the hell did I get into that, Rand?
I don't know, but let's talk about something else that was weird going on.
Yeah.
Come back to Cuphead.
Yes.
Did you see the Enchanted Portals trailer that dropped today?
I did.
Why don't you tell people about Enchanted Portals? It was weird.
So-
it was cool to see. I thought a Cuphead sequel was confirmed, or like the DLC release date was confirmed, because that's what Cuphead was trending today. I was like, Cuphead's trending. Hell yeah, we're getting like DLC announcement.
I thought Cuphead said something racist, which is why it was trending, because that's usually what happens nowadays. Never mind. Abort that joke. So Enchanted Portals, as it's called, has two wizards in the same style as Cuphead and the same gameplay as Cuphead, but it's an indie game.
Yeah, well, Cuphead's an indie game as well, but
Oh, that's right, it was.
the thing that if you haven't watched Jim Sterling's video on Disenchanted Portals, I think he says it the best is.
Oh, he already made a video of this?
Oh yeah,
All right.
he's just so right. It's unbelievable how good this game looks. They clearly put a
Well,
lot of thought in. Just because you're copying a style, it takes a lot of skill
mhm,
to be able to make it look like this.
yeah.
It looks as good as Cuphead does, as far
Except
as like the
this uses a
animation.
little bit more flash animation. I've noticed.
It does, and like the colors are less muted than Cuphead, so it doesn't feel as authentic. But
Yeah,
the
'cause I hate that flash animation in games.
the animation, but the fluidity of the animation is still really good. The lines are
Yeah,
sharp,
absolutely.
like it
Yeah,
still is. But it is. Why would you spend that much time to just get ridiculed for being an absolute ripoff of Cuphead?
yeah.
Like they
It's the
use like
gameplay,
and the soundtrack. Like they even have like the jazzy
the jazzy,
horns,
yeah,
but the gameplay
the
looks like
boss
slower
fights
moving
too.
bullets. It looks like slower moving bullets, but it's just a boss rush. They look like they just reimagined. It's too bad.
Like I wrote on their Twitter, the game looks great, but I wish you made it like an adventure platform
That's what
sort
they
of
should have
game,
done. They should
which
have.
is what I wanted Cuphead to be.
That's what I was just gonna say. They should have made the game that people were crying about Cuphead when people were like that looks amazing, can't wait to play it. Oh, it's only a boss rush game, and then
Yeah,
they added those extra things in there. That's where they should have went with it. Is to just make it like Contra.
because there's nothing wrong. Like first person shooters are all first person shooters. It's a story that makes it stand out. They
Yes,
all the same gameplay. So I didn't find a problem with this not looking like Cuphead, but like
I don't have a problem with looking like Cuphead. They're all original characters,
yeah, it's true. And the way they enter is different as well. But it's just the gameplay, like the way they shoot is just like Cuphead.
just like it.
And that's the part I'm just like, oh, why don't you make them at least hold guns or wands? They're fucking wizards.
Yeah, and they just have different shoot patterns, and because
Yeah.
Cuphead nailed it so much, because Cuphead
They
took from
shoot like
Contra,
this, right?
but they took
They
from
shoot.
Contra,
Yeah.
and if you're not going to, if you're going to copy the art style that much, you cannot copy the gameplay that much.
Yeah. Which sucks because again, I'm not against these guys. Everyone, of course, is interested in them. They want them dead,
Yeah,
probably.
they got dunked on pretty hard today.
But it's like, what were you thinking? It's like the old Pac-Man ripoffs that used to exist.
It's a good, yeah. Hey, we're back to the clones, right?
Yeah.
Or it's like the App Store. They probably were like, ah, no big deal. You know, how many World of Warcraft ripoffs are there?
Yeah,
Like
absolutely.
everything Gameloft has ever done has been stolen properties from somebody else.
Yeah.
So
There's Super Leprechaun World on the iPhone. There's 5 of them. Can you guess what game that's ripping off? Yeah,
Super
Sonic.
I wouldn't
No,
have
it's
guessed.
tomorrow.
Oh, okay. I was like, I wouldn't have guessed Sonic actually. But yeah, go check out Enchanted Portals if you're interested.
I do feel bad for them because they're probably just like, we just wanted to write a love letter for
Probably
Cuphead.
the hate. Yeah, but they didn't say that. I'll
But
give them the benefit of the doubt though.
did they say anything though? They didn't, right? They're
Not
just
that I
like,
know of. No.
oh, they do use a wand. Never mind. I thought
Maybe
the
the bullets fire.
shots-
I mean, the way the bullets are animated look identical. They just
Yeah.
look to be moving slower. So
And the bosses too. Somebody did like a side by side comparison of their bosses and Cuphead bosses, and you have like a dragon. You have a guy playing piano, another guy. Like it's very similar. Like you have a pirate boat, and then you have a pirate. I don't know why I said boat ship on both of them. You know what I mean? It's
it does. It definitely is like the fair use version of like, it's changed just enough to not get sued, but the thing
or
is this is on
Cuphead, what I read.
Kickstarter.
Yeah,
So it's not. I think that's part of the backlash as well. Is they're trying to raise money to do it. It's not
yeah,
like they are. They put it out on Steam or something like that, and they're just hoping that people buy it. They're doing crowdfunding, which is going to put you under the microscope more. So,
yeah.
all right. Well,
Oh, it sucks.
yeah, because clearly they're talented. So it's like, wish they would have done something that would have not had the backlash. But yeah, next up, this is kind of crazy. Do you remember the Atari VCS console?
Is that the new one that's coming out?
Yes, that's
Oh, it
like
is.
a
Yeah, the
PC
modern
based
looking
thing.
one, wood
Yeah, the
panel.
new modern one.
Yeah.
Well, their console architect has resigned recently and cited that he has not been paid in 6 months, and
Fuck.
um, that basically he doesn't think it's coming out.
That's brutal. Isn't Tommy Tallarico working on this as well?
No, that's the Intellivision and the
Ah, I'm getting them
Amico.
confused. That's the one that's gonna have Earthworm Jim, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So what the hell was the Atari one? It's supposed to be downloadable, right?
No, no, no. It's like a box. It looked like an old Atari 2600, and it was basically like a $300 Linux PC, but was going to have its own front end and feel like a console.
Yeah, I remember seeing this because I thought
It's all vaporware at this point. Like
yeah.
no one's really seen anything that's worth. Like it's all been like hypotheticals and press releases and stuff.
What was that other console? Chameleon, I want to say.
Yeah, this is starting to feel a lot like the Coleco Chameleon.
Yeah, that's the one where it was like an SNES hardware or something. I read the whole history on that. It was so
That was wild. Yeah,
interesting.
they claimed that their prototype that was working or whatever, it was like a graphics card GPU that they just threw
Yeah,
into a shell. Yeah, that was something else.
that's
That
crazy.
guy's name is Mike Kennedy. He's not involved in this, but this feels like
No, it
that.
just reminds me of that
It
because
does.
well, I mean, I haven't heard anything else about it, but I mean, it's Atari. It's a
And if this
I
comes
mean, that was
out,
Coleco.
yeah, but if this comes out, it'll basically it feels like it's trending to be an expensive Ouya.
Yeah.
Like
Oh yeah.
that was a flop. So
I mean, this is the definition of classic lead if you think about it.
shut up, Kevin.
It is. It's a classic console with like modern.
Yeah, but it sucks. I don't think that we suck.
No, it doesn't suck.
We're
We
not
haven't done anything
vaporware.
with
We
this
actually
yet.
exist. We say
Actually,
we're
it's a
gonna go.
combination. Hold on. Hold on. My mind's blown. It's a mix of us because it's classic lead
Okay.
console. And what's the control? My old logo, son.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. You did. You had the
So shit. Now
2600
we gotta
joystick.
support
Fuck that.
it.
Hey, you're on your own on that one.
I don't know. I'll still buy it.
No way. You're not gonna, dude. No, I will unfriend you if you buy this before you buy a Switch. It's gonna be the same
Well, no,
price.
I'll buy a Switch first, and I'll buy this eventually.
You
It's
better,
Atari. My heart with Atari is,
dude. It
it's like
is,
Sega.
but it's not Atari anymore. At least Sega's still Sega. Like this is. Like all that they do is they own the licensing rights to Atari. It is not Atari in
I
any way.
know.
It's just a logo.
I almost bought Soldier Boy's hardware too, so you can't really. I don't have the best judgment when it comes to buying stuff.
Yeah, because you could have got the exact same thing for half price.
At AliExpress, but I wanted the Soldier Boys. I wanted his to say I owned it.
We had to explain to my mom one time what Supermaning meant.
Ooh, how did
Yeah,
you? Yeah,
we just
why?
I forget how it came up, but we just were like, yeah, it's like you come on her back and throw the sheet on her back, and it's a Superman. She's like, oh, it's because my little sister really loved this song, and my mom was
Oh God, this
like, it
gets
like came
worse.
on because she was an idiot high school kid. It like came on or something like that, and my mom
How
didn't
appropriate.
like turn it off or whatever, and was like kind
Yeah.
of digging it. And my brother and I were like, "Oh, you think you like this song?" It was something like that. Well, mom, did you know? Little sweethearts out here dancing to this stuff.
Oh yeah, I don't even. Yeah, I don't think I can have that conversation. I just tell my mom she's too young. Forget it.
It works. Hey, but as older brothers, it wasn't about my mom's sensibilities. It was about I'm assuming. Like I said, I'm not really recalling. I can't fully recall exactly how it came up. But I got to think that it would have been about like trolling my sister, and who cares if it pisses my mom off. So, if you were visiting Valve, or if you lived next to Valve, Kevin,
Hmm.
would you break in there and throw a bunch of stuff in recycling bins and walk out?
Would I throw it into recycling bins and walk out?
Yeah, and
No,
use
I'd
the,
probably
no,
just
you
stand
would
there.
use the recycling bin as your vessel to get stuff out.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Uh, if you do a true supermarket sweep at Valve, apparently you can get $40,000 in merchandise. and equipment.
I saw this today. That's wild. That Half-Life 3 never showed up. That's what I heard, anyways.
That's where it is. It's in a recycling bin now. But yeah, according to Washington news station Cairo, which is cool, Kiro 7, there were charges filed last month against a man who allegedly broke into Valve's office multiple times in June 2018 and stole $40,000 worth of equipment and games. His name is Sean Shaputis, who was previously arrested on burglary charges that same month and arrested again after leading police on a high-speed chase in a FedEx truck.
What a life.
I
What am I
love
doing
the
wrong?
idea of, like, that feels like something out of a movie filmed in Toronto.
Yeah.
A guy hops into a FedEx truck because the door's open, and you get the hilarious FedEx guy coming out of the store like, what? You know, like in a typical 80s movie. It would be great.
Then he gets to park the FedEx truck somewhere and just open those packages. What's in here? What's going on?
Oh, that would be
He's
fun. Yeah, like
Look,
a Will
the
Ferrell
phone from
thing.
Castaway.
I guess, yeah.
Wow,
kinda.
we just made two completely different references.
Different boys, we went different ways.
Mine made more sense because the guy worked for FedEx.
Absolutely, 100%. I just pictured Will Ferrell like as Elf
as the main
in
character.
the back of a FedEx truck, not realizing that he's.
You know, we're writing a movie now, right? That's what's happening. I said it was a movie. Right?
Hey, that's fine. You get all the
I
credit.
also like the fact that he broke into Valve, so he kind of broke into like a bank Valve. Oh shit! No, I'm thinking Vault. Never.
Vault. Oh, almost. Hey, as Les Claypool said, they can't all be bangers.
Shit, I was thinking that all day. I'm like, what Scott brings. Yeah.
Well,
Never thought.
more coffee. You need more coffee. That's what Dustin would say.
So he 40,000. I saw he also put the games into GameSpot, Stop, whatever. Like, what do you do with that? I thought I read that somewhere that he traded in some games or get credit or something at GameStop because they're games.
GameStop security tape. Yeah, okay. Police said that they found the unsold stolen items in the car, which is partly how they connected the burglaries to Shaputis. Police also claim he admitted to entering the building and also shared a GameStop security tape with Cairo News that shows Shaputis selling the stolen games.
So I didn't make that up.
Nope. You just read more of the article than I did.
No, I read that on Twitter, I think. And people were
really?
like, why would you go there? They're not going to give you money.
Yeah, it's like a terrible return.
Do it on eBay or something.
Yeah. So that's kind of crazy. And then the last thing, Kevin, I had a brain fart.
Yeah.
You ever get yourself really excited about something and then you realize you screwed up and what you were excited about doesn't exist?
Yeah, every day.
I did that. Not only once, though, so you're making me feel better. I must have been looking at just the regular Xbox store and not the Games Pass section.
Yeah.
Because I thought the new ukulele, which is the Impossible Lair, was going to be a Game Pass game. So I was like, yes, this is awesome. I can't wait because their first one was a Banjo-Kazooie game.
Mm-hmm.
I never played Banjo-Kazooie. I had no interest in playing the first one.
That's how they speak. That's why I didn't play it.
Okay. When I heard that was really bad in the first one. Like the ukulele, like they went overboard with it. It was like a stretch goal or something. So I heard it was even worse than the Banjo-Kazooie. But this game is them doing Donkey Kong Country, the 2D Donkey Kong Country.
Okay.
So I'm in. I love Donkey Kong Country Returns and Freezes. Never really got into them on Super Nintendo, but I liked these Donkey Kong side scroller games.
You're talking about the newer ones.
Like I love the newer ones. I've played Returns all the way through twice, and Tropical Freeze I've played.
Gotcha.
I like 2 and 3 and 1 on the SNES, but I didn't play those a lot. I didn't have a Super Nintendo.
Those are so hard. I tried like when I got the classic, the SNES classic. My goal was to beat every game on that system, and I did a pretty good job. Yeah, I did Super Metroid. I did Donkey Kong 1. Whatever Donkey Kongs are there, I did beat. I did Super Mario World, Super Mario RPG.
Did you get Contra 3?
I didn't do Contra 3. The then I modded it, and then my whole list went out the window. But
Oh, okay.
that was my original plan. And remember, I said you have too many games, you don't play it. So now I have too many games on it, and I don't play it.
Yeah,
But
that's
that was my original game, or my plan was to beat all those games on that system.
okay. So, what if then you have a really great another one of those? So you like those games, right? Like Donkey Kong
Yeah,
Countries.
yeah.
So I thought I'm not. It's $30. I'm not in the mood to pay $30 for a platformer right now.
I thought ukulele was 3D, or is that what you mean?
That's
So
what I
it's
mean.
going to
They
an.
did the very first one. The first
Oh,
one
I
they did a
see.
Banjo Kazooie game, right?
Gotcha, gotcha,
The
gotcha.
second game they just totally went a different direction and made a Donkey Kong Country game.
Oh, that's
So I'm
rad.
not interested in the first one, but I
Yeah.
am in this one. And I read the stupid store page wrong, and I got all excited that Tuesday I was going to be able to download ukulele and start because it's getting really good reviews.
Yeah.
Like Easy Allies gave it an 8.5 out of 10, and I'm seeing good Metacritic scores. I was like, yeah, it's not there. I was like, damn it. I have, but on Games Pass, I thought this is perfect. This is just, I just finished Gears 5. Love to fire up another one. So
Yeah.
I'm a doofus. That happens.
That's
But
how I felt when I got my PS4. I'm like, I can't wait to play my PS3 games again on it. What do you mean I can't download this on the system? I just assumed that I could. I don't know why.
well,
I didn't read it
they've
anywhere.
allowed it before. Like part the
Uh,
PS3, the early ones could go back to 1 and 2, not the later iterations.
yeah, I know.
And your Vita
So I,
plays a bunch of PS1 games.
yeah, I
So
know.
I think it's totally reasonable for you to think that's in there.
But yeah, I went in there all loud and proud, like download on PS4. They're not here. I can't get them. What the hell? Google it. Nope, not backwards compatible. But it's digital downloads. Yeah, I know the feeling
It's the
of
cell
being all
processor. That's what they tell you. So
probably.
yeah, that's it. Kevin, what have you been playing, man?
All right, so I'm gonna keep this short because it hasn't changed much since last week. But I'm going through a Resident Evil phase right now. It happens. I go through these phases. Like earlier in the summer, I went through a Final Fantasy phase. I beat 7, 8, and 9. I just felt like playing them for whatever
Nice,
reason. And then they remastered 8, which I wish I knew they were gonna do because then I would have played it earlier this summer. So I can't play it again. Anyways,
but you can. But you can buy it
but
again, right?
I can, but I'll play. I play 8 every year. I just do. But this year I decided to do 7, 8, 9. Anyways, last year I did Silent Hill. I did Silent Hill 1, 2, and 3. So this year, not meaning to, I started playing. Like I said, I hooked up my Wii, so I started playing Resident Evil 4 on that. And I felt like playing Resident Evil Revelations because Revelations 2 was on sale for the Vita, even though I already played it on my 4, but I buy games again because I'm a fucking idiot. Anyways, so I bought Revelations 2 on my Vita, and I don't want to play that until I play the first one again.
Okay.
So last time I played the first one was when it first came out, and I actually saw the credits. I beat it today. And it feels so good to be able to beat a game and see those credits.
The credits
The,
are where it's at, man.
yeah. And the funny thing is, it shows my playtime from like 2010 or whenever I last played it was 13 hours. I completed the game in 6. I don't know what I did differently. Maybe there's a I have no idea. Maybe there's a multiplayer mode or something I played
Could
back
you have
then.
left it on accident?
Well, it's always in sleep mode, but
Oh yeah,
I
that
don't
wouldn't
think it.
count it.
Yeah. So I'm looking at it going, I'm on chapter 9 in 5 hours. Like, it only has 12 chapters. How the hell did it take me? Maybe there is a multiplayer mode that I forgot about.
Okay.
And after spending all this time with the game, I still have no idea what the game's about. You could tell me Joe and Chris and BOWs and what have you. No idea.
But was it fun?
Then I thought about it. Oh, it's a lot of fun. That's why I was thinking. I've played every single Resident Evil game, and I have no idea what the hell the storyline's about. In any of them. Like, the
Okay.
first one was Albert Wesker and all that jazz, but then
There's a
you go to
virus and there's scary dogs.
yeah, and
That's all
but
I
I
know.
don't know the characters' names unless they're a main character. So I beat Revelations going, oh, he was the bad guy? What's his name? Shit. I mean, I only played as him 4 times, so I don't care about the twist because I don't care about these characters.
Sure.
Even Jill looks different, but it's a great game. And they re-released this on Xbox and PS4 and I think the Wii U. I don't know if they did it for the Switch.
I
So I
think
don't know
they
how
did.
I don't know how it plays on those consoles, but for the 3DS, it's one of the best looking games on that system.
I've heard that. I almost bought it just because of the misprint,
Yeah, to revelate
just
them.
to have the collector's piece of
But
it. But I've
it's
heard it's really good.
it's really good. I mean, it doesn't feel like a Resident Evil game. Resident Evil hasn't felt like Resident Evil since 3 or Code Veronica, I'd say,
Okay.
because it changed into an action game more than a horror game.
Yeah.
And I blame that on the other game I've been playing, which is Resident Evil 4. I'm still playing that. I love it with the Wii controls, but it's not Resident Evil. So my next DS game that I'm playing is going to be sorry, my next game after Revelations, I was going to do Revelations 2, which is the whole reason why I played Revelations to begin with. But since I'm playing Resident Evil 4, I wanted to go back in time. I'm playing this in a stupid way to play Resident Evil DS. So that's the other game I'm playing. So I've played Resident Evil 1 multiple times. I played on PS1, which on my Vita or my PSP because I like playing portably.
Mm-hmm.
I played the remake of Resident Evil 1 that was originally made for GameCube, but I'm going a different route. I'm playing the motherfucking Deadly Silence version. And it's called Deadly Silence because the acronym is DS. Isn't that cute?
I like it. It's clever.
And it's as shitty as I remember.
Okay.
Because my remember I said I have a new not a new 3DS. I have received a new version of my old 3DS,
Yes.
3DS XL. Stupid naming convention.
I agree.
So I'm playing all my old DS games again, and I'm reliving them on a bigger screen. So that's why I'm like, you know what? I haven't played Resident Evil DS since.
Does it use the stylus for any aiming like you do in like the Metroid game and stuff?
No, there are there's a classic mode and a rebirth mode or reborn mode, whatever it is.
Okay.
It's a DS mode. So there are segments where you open a door and a bunch of zombies and you just gotta slash at the screen with it.
Okay.
But the gameplay screen is on which screen would make sense for you for the actual game to take place on?
The top.
Right? No, the game's at the bottom. The map's on the top. I was like, but my screen on the top is bigger, not the one at the bottom.
Yeah.
And it's like lower quality. It's so dumb. Maybe there's an option for that I'm not familiar with. But yeah, so the bottom screen is, I guess, because they wanted to make the menus in there because you can touch the menus or to equip a gun, you can actually touch it with a stylus. But it's so dumb.
That's weird.
Maybe there's a way to switch it.
Probably not, honestly. That's weird.
But,
And there's
I'm playing.
And there's green blood.
So yeah, that's the thing that also irked me. So you never play Resident Evil. So when you first enter the castle, you hear right? And they're like, what do you think that noise? Well, sorry, it was Resident Evil. So it's like, what do you think that noise was? That's her footsteps. I don't know. Jill, you go check. Okay. I will check. Anyway, so you finally door opens and it shows a guy, the piano starts playing. He's on the floor and he's poking at a puddle of green blood. And he's like, do you think it might be Chris's blood? What? The fuck are you talking about? The blood's green. Why would this be Chris's blood?
Yeah.
And I'm like, wait a minute. The blood wasn't green before. What the hell's going on here? Then I found out because it's Nintendo, they censored the blood.
That's weird because they've had blood in games before that. It's strange.
Yeah, it's very strange. So I have to see. I don't know because I know in the Silent Hill game, there's an options to change the blood color. You can make it purple blood, blue, or red, green, or purple. I think were the only options.
Okay.
So I'm thinking there's a hidden menu somewhere in the DS. I just started playing today, so I haven't got that far with it. So I'm thinking there's like a hidden menu somewhere that changes the blood color just to kind of get away around Nintendo's stupid censorship.
Sure.
And it feels a lot brighter than I remember. I don't know if it's because it's on Nintendo, so they want to like upres it or brighten it. I don't. It just doesn't feel right. But I don't know. I'll give it a shot. I played the first one too many times, so.
Yeah, so it'll be jarring if there's a difference for you. That's cool, though. I mean, it's that time of year, though. It's...
Well, that's why I'm playing.
October 9th right now. Like, weather's changing. It's starting to feel like just so great outside right now.
You mean the brightness of the game?
No. Like, just the time of year in general. Like, going outside in the real world. It just feels great right now. Like, you get the crisp air. I love the fall. So I can
Oh yeah, it
see
falls
you
great.
wanting to be, yeah, it's about Halloween. Let's play some Resident Evil. Let's shoot some zombies.
Yeah.
Let's just like dig into that.
And again, the first like the oh god, that opening cutscene. Have you ever seen the original opening cutscene when it's like full actors
No, I guess not.
and it's like Chris Redfield and it shows him like jail. He like turns around all dramatic and
Oh
Jill
no.
Valentine. Yeah. Oh, it's great. It's so good. I
I
forgot it
thought,
existed.
I guess what I'm picturing is like, I feel like there was a cop car and some fire and like a brick building. I thought that was the beginning of one of the games.
I think that's Resident Evil 2.
Oh, okay. There you go. There's
Resident Evil 2 is CGI animation to begin.
okay.
Resident Evil 1 is actors, man.
Did not know
It's so
that. Did
good.
not know
And it
that.
shows like a close up of like a dog's mouth, and like they added like this dinosaur sound effect. Like, "Rawr." It makes no sense.
I
Oh, and
gotta
they're
go to
like,
YouTube and watch
it's
this.
so good. And they're like, no, the helicopter is leaving. No, don't go. And I'm not even like being hyperbole.
Hyperbolic.
Thank you. I'm not even being that about it. It's legitimately how it is. It's so good. I was watching it going, this is the greatest
I
thing
didn't
I've
even
ever
realize.
seen.
Okay, I gotta
And
go to
it's on
YouTube and check
DS,
that.
so it's lower resolution. So you see like weird outlines of like it's too dark. You can see the pixel blocks.
Oh
Oh, it's so
yeah,
good.
like super
Oh, it's
FMV.
so good.
All right.
I love it.
Okay.
But yeah, those are the games I've been playing thus far. All Resident
Cool.
Evil and Rocket League. But I could talk about Rocket League every day.
Yeah, I'll talk about Rocket League up front in my section real quick. I have been playing Rocket League as well. I got the platinum rank.
That's wild. And which one? 2
3v3?
versus 2?
3v3.
3v3. Nice.
Very proud of that. I saw the credits in Link's Awakening.
That's crazy because you just get the game last week? Or have you had it for a while?
I got it around September 23rd or 24th. So I've had
Okay.
it for a couple weeks.
And you've been playing steadily since?
Yeah, more like
that's
just
good.
big chunks at a time, like a couple of Sundays. Also, I got to the point where I was just done with the obscurity, so I ended up just kind of
Looked it
ripping
up?
through and just looking up a bunch of stuff. Like
Yeah.
I was really diligent early on, but the Zelda formula, eventually you just want to be like, I just got to get through this.
Yeah, I understand it.
So, but what really stinks was I printed off a map and went to like a Game Explain YouTube channel to see where all the little hidden shells are.
Hmm.
I checked every one of the shells off on the sheet that I downloaded from Polygon, and I swear on my life that I went through that video and got every shell, and it says I have 49, not 50. So to find that missing shell, I'd have
Yeah.
to do that all over again. I'm like, nope, done. Not gonna do that. But I did get upgrades that I wanted, so
Yeah.
I just didn't. Luckily, I'm not a completionist, or that would have been just a
It's
disaster.
because there's no achievements. I'm surprised the Switch didn't come out with any version of achievements or trophies. I mean, they ripped Nintendo off with the Mii's, right? Remember when they
Sure.
had like avatars and whatnot?
I guess I'd be curious to see, are PlayStation trophies a big deal in Japan?
I don't know.
If they
I don't-
are, then I'd be surprised.
Oops. I don't know. I would like it for Nintendo games.
Have you
Call it like Mushroom Star and Firepower or something. I don't know.
have you heard that would be cool? Have you heard of RetroArch or RetroArch? It's like
Yeah.
front end emulator. thing.
Emulator?
Yeah. They I was listening to Retro Game Club. Shout out to Hugh Johnson of the formerly of the Retro League. He's one of the co-hosts. But the Retro Game Club co-host Rob was talking about RetroArch having achievements for old games added in. So there's like Super Mario Brother achievements and Super Mario 3 and
Like, is that happening now?
yes. You just go and you create a little account and you can get old school achievements, and I believe there's leaderboards and stuff with it. But if you're using the RetroArch or Arch whatever front end, there's achievements available now if you want to participate.
Huh.
Now, Hugh's point was he's like, the thing that sucks is I'm not about to go back and replay a lot of the games that he wants the achievements that he already would have earned. He doesn't want to go re-earn them. But I think it's cool that someone's doing that.
You're right. I have the achievements, change achievement settings on RetroArch.
There you go.
See? This is right there.
Oh, that's what you put on your Vita?
Yeah.
I need to talk to you about how to do that.
Oh,
Uh,
it was fun. It was fun to do.
um, because I'm definitely gonna. I think it's on Steam, so I'm putting it on the PC in my room because that's where I have my Wii. That's my little emulator box.
Shit. There's leaderboards, achieving badges,
Yeah, that's what I thought.
hardcore
Okay, so I
mode.
wasn't
What?
talking about.
That is awesome.
So
I had
cool,
no
right?
idea. Huh. Interesting.
Retro Game
But
Club. You gotta listen. That's a great podcast.
no, but what I was saying about that is like if Nintendo Switch did have their version of trophies, don't you feel like you'd be a little bit more inclined to get that last?
Oh, 100. No, not for Link's Awakening. Link's Awakening, I would chalk up as a loss, but
No, but I'm talking about that one thing you missed, 49 out of 50. I think you'd work a little bit harder to get that one thing.
no, I wouldn't. I would
Really?
no, no,
Okay.
no, because I fucked up, and I'm not gonna go do it again.
Oh,
I
okay.
just chalk
There's
it up
no.
as a
Oh,
loss.
it's you can't go back and
No, I
get it. You
can.
missed it.
I'm not
Oh,
going to do it.
all right.
I'd have to go through all 50 of those locations again. It was not a
Okay.
quick, like, hey, I'm gonna spend a half hour and rip through all these. It is a
Yeah.
tedious, annoying thing to do. So the fact I
I
missed one,
hate collectibles,
so do I.
and like I remember Spider-Man. Oh, go ahead before
I
you
was gonna
lose
say
your
the
thought.
one last thing I wanted to say was, however, if they had achievements for the retro games, like if they gave me achievements for Super Mario 3 or the original Zelda, I'd be more tempted to play those in that online Switch service that they have.
Yeah.
Those achievements I'd be willing to go get, but I'm not a completionist, so I don't care. So,
I try to be a completionist. On my first goal, I'm like, I'll come back to this game and try again. I never do.
yeah,
I'm
no.
like, I'll try to do as much as I can the first goal, but I'm not going back.
Credits. All I want to do is see credits. And if I get in the
Yeah,
mood again, then I get in the mood to see credits again.
yeah. As soon as I see credits, it's stupid. As soon as I see credits, I can't go back to the game.
No, it's
If
not
you release
stupid.
DLC,
That's how generally I am.
but the only game that didn't do that was Spider-Man. This is the only game I actually bought DLC for at $40 and went back and played it after the credits. 'Cause I love that game so much.
I mean, I've gone back and played plenty of games again, but yeah, I'm not gonna play Link's Awakening again for a long time. Although I
Yeah,
did play A Link Between Worlds recently again.
I did too.
I've seen
Yeah,
the credits there twice, and
yeah,
that's a
me
game
too.
I will definitely play it again someday. I adore that
Absolutely.
game. Gears 5, I saw the credits there. I'm not gonna play that again.
Yeah. It
No,
sounds
no, no, I
so
don't mean that
like
to be
me.
pejorative. It's just it the thing
It's a check.
this had that the Gears 5 ending though. I'm not going to give anything away, but in my mind it was not evident I was at the end of the game. So I saw credits and was like, "What?" I hate that feeling.
Because it's not satisfying.
No, because I did not feel like, "Oh, this is the final encounter."
Yeah.
I was like, "This is a big thing happening." Oh, okay, yeah. Great. Because a part of it also is there's like acts and then there's chapters within the act.
Yeah.
And I'd swear I was on chapter 2 and then the credits rolled on act 4 where the other ones had more than 2 chapters.
Yeah.
So I was like, what the fuck? Like
It's kind of hard.
it was kind of like left wide open. So I'll probably still be a
Did it feel unfinished?
no. It just felt like they could have wink, wink, nudge, nudge kind of prepared you mentally for it. It didn't feel. It was just surprising. I didn't. I'm trying to not spoil it, kind of a
Yeah,
thing.
gotcha. Gotcha.
It there are. You have goals in games, right?
Uh-huh.
I did not feel like I was at Bowser. I
Okay.
thought I was at a big showpiece, like big thing happening, lots is going on, kind of stuff. But it
Yeah.
didn't feel like dialogue had led me up to this climax of the story and the game and the conflict.
Okay.
It felt like what they were leading me towards is saved for 6.
Gotcha. Okay. So like what Endgame was, or like Not you didn't beat him. Nothing happened. Come watch the second part of this.
Wait, Endgame second part.
Yeah. Oh no, not Endgame. The one before Endgame.
Infinity War?
Yeah, that
Okay.
one. You know, that just kind of ends, and people are like, who didn't read the comics were surprised by that.
Okay, I guess possibly, but I had my I knew that there wasn't a resolution there though.
Yeah,
This was not Gears 5 Part 1. That was
yeah.
Avengers Part 1 of the Infinity Gauntlet story. Like it I guess some people had that same with the Lord of the Rings. Like they didn't know Fellowship of the Ring was Part 1 of 3.
Yeah.
So it just kind of stops. Like I get but
So were they like year five? Were
this
they like
video game did not conclude in a satisfying. This video game, had I known that was the conclusion of this game, I would have been satisfied with it. But
okay?
because they didn't say, "Hey, this is gonna be like the end," I felt unsatisfied. If they would have told me it was gonna be the end, I would have felt better about it.
If someone in the game at one point said, "Guys, this is it. We
Yes,
made it to the end," and
something
you're
just
like,
that kind of a trope, that obvious
"Yeah,
hit you over the head. Hey, knucklehead, like.
like you can't go back. We can't go back after this. So
Okay,
make sure you."
there was one of those moments where it did say you can't progress after this,
Okay.
but it felt like I was just leaving a general area. It wasn't like you're going to the big bad final conflict. It was, hey, if you leave this door, you can't progress. And I didn't at first, and then finally said, screw it, I can't find what I was looking for, so I'll just progress. And then it took me to where I expected to be. So it's like,
Mhm.
oh, it just meant that because there are some little collectibles, I'm like, oh, there's just collectibles I missed. Okay, who cares? And then I
It
went
sounds
through a
like
thing, and then credits rolled. And now I was very happy to see credits roll.
yeah.
'Cause I'm relieved because that means I'm done. I've shot enough alien things. Like we're good.
It sounds like when you. I don't know if you smoke, but you know when you're having a cigarette and you have that last like smoke. You're like, and then you're about to have one more, but like the cherry falls out, and you're like, ah, there's nothing. And then you
Okay,
just throw
yeah.
it. You're like, well, that wasn't satisfying. I didn't expect that. I was kind of hoping a little bit more.
Yes, one last little bit. Like
Yeah,
that's actually a good analogy.
that's why they
So
call me Good Al.
you kind of look like Al Borland if you were a.
Yeah, I know. It's just fucking shaving. I miss my beard.
You
I
know,
usually look like ZZ Top.
I have learned that having a beard is more work than shaving.
No, that's not true. You're under the impression I maintain my beard. I
Okay,
don't.
yes, because all my buddies with beards like maintain it, and I'm like, fuck.
Yeah,
Also, I get
no,
the
not me.
itch, but I've never been able to push past the itch. I don't think in my whole life I've ever went like more than 7 days without shaving. Uh, Obviously, since starting shaving,
Yeah. No,
and
my
I'm
beard
not
usually
a
the size
hair.
of Walking Phoenix
I
when he was on. What was that movie called? This is me. This is not me. When he was on David Letterman. You know what I'm
oh
talking about,
my
right?
god, yeah. He like he like did the character study thing where he was like
Yeah,
acting
yeah.
all weird on the red carpets too. I don't remember what that was called though.
This is us. No. Last of Us. No, that's a game.
No, no, I gotta play sometime. You made me feel better calling it overrated though.
I go against the grain, man. That's what I'm all about. People call me old grainy.
Old grainy cheeks.
I made myself laugh. That's pathetic. What the hell's wrong with me? Anyways,
It's a
it's called I'm
really.
still here.
So yeah, that's what I've been playing. But Kevin, you did have a cool question this week that I know we've had an extremely long podcast again. So
Yeah.
do you want to save this for next
Sorry,
week?
I just love talking so much. No, we can do a
Or do you
quick
want to rip?
answer.
Okay.
Yeah, because I
So
want people to send in emails to classiclead@gmail.com.
they ain't listening anymore, man. This
Oh,
is
that's
just you and
true.
me talking about this.
No, I was gonna ask, what is a trope in games that you hate? That games come to and use, but it's not like used all the time. But when I do use it, I just can't stand it. So, for example, mine is countdowns in games.
Yeah, I hate timers and I hate collectibles. Like those
Yeah.
are
So
two things that you've
collectibles is
already
what.
brought up.
Yeah. So I was playing Resident Evil Revelations today, and like you have 5 minutes to make it out before the thing explodes, and I was like, oh, geez. So I'm stressing and I'm running and zombies are chasing me, monsters, whatever. And I'm just like, I hate this. I hate timers. I hate this. I know I'm gonna make it out on time unless I stop and don't do anything. Final Fantasy 7 does the same thing. When you're running out of mid car and there's that countdown. Final Fantasy 8 does the same thing. You have a set limit to twice. They do fucking twice. You have
Metroid,
to get
you beat the boss,
Metroid
and
does the time
then it's
limit.
like, get going, hustle up.
Oh, I hate that. I hate that so much because it's just I can't take the pressure. I just can't. I'm like I don't want to do this.
I blame Sonic 1 for my hatred of that.
And then you die.
Yeah.
And you gotta start over.
And other ones I hate. I hate crafting. I hate weapon durability. I get it, but I hate I don't mind elevators as much as I hate your character now walks slow to have a conversation.
Oh, and do like this, and you can't like look around or do anything.
That doesn't even bother me. It's the fact that the pace of my walking is now slower so that they have time to load more game. Like, the fact that I physically move, it feels so jarring. I hate that.
Yeah, Batman does that. Gears of War does that. Uncharted does that.
Uncharted does it. Lots of games do it. And I understand, like, it's a good utilization of loading time.
Yeah.
But it still drives me nuts.
Yeah. And collectibles. What was I going to say? Before collectibles, Spider-Man 3, the game for PS2. I read online on GameFAQs that you can unlock Venom. All you have to do is collect 180 or meteorite pieces. I don't know exactly what the thing was. I printed on my like inkjet printer, and someone made a map of all the meteorites. I collected everything. It took me forever to collect everything, and it went swing. Ba, 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 ba. Congratulations.
That's it.
Hey, I'm like, no Venom, nothing.
You got trolled.
I got nothing, and that's why to this day I hate that game and I hate collectibles.
Yeah, I'm with you. Countdowns and collectibles; those are the ones I would ditch too. So
and underwater stuff, but sometimes they're okay.
I've had some fun underwater.
Yeah,
but mostly it usually does suck.
I know you also hate. Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say Ori had some good underwater. Rayman had some good underwater. Mario Odyssey had some good underwater. Mario Brothers sucks.
I know another trope you have that you hate is enemies that keep spawning into smaller enemies.
Oh God, I do hate that.
Like when you're fighting a blob monster and you hit it and it becomes two blob monsters, you hit those and then it's eight.
There are red. Link's Awakening has my nightmare of those. They have these little red guys that you swipe and they split into two, and if you don't have a good cadence to your second swipe, they leech onto you and just prevent you. So they make you move slow, which I hate. I just admitted that, and you're helpless. Like you can't swing a sword. But there's such a limited number of enemies that I don't think I got hit one time because I got latched onto. I just got irritated. Like I never got stuck by a red guy, and then you remember in the first game they were like Hershey Kisses that would split into mini Hershey's. Yeah. They're red instead in this game. But I never got like a bullshit hit from like a bat hitting me or something like that.
Yeah.
But I got hit by those red things all the time. And it just,
I remember you talking about it in Rogue Legacy too, when they had those blob monsters you had to fight.
Yes.
I think that's where you brought it up. But yeah, so that's my question of the week. What is your
what's a trope you hate? Yeah. That's a good question. ClassicLeet@gmail.com.
There we go.
So that's going to do it for the show, I think, this week. Oh, no. I got to get back into the groove. Shout out to Dumez. Dumez is real funny. Kevin will never be new daddy. Kevin is just Scott's friend.
I guess that's what people say about their stepdads.
Yeah. Or their mom's new boyfriend. Dumez also says, just got my statement for Unicron toy. Because did you see our 2 episodes ago, a big Unicron statue thing?
I don't think so.
Go to our website, and
I did nothing.
Go look at 298. So Dumbass bought this thing. It's this unbelievable model of Unicron from Transformers. In Canadian dollars, it was $935.
Holy
He says,
shit,
and they will
son.
probably burn me for extra duty charges when it arrives. Probably over
Oof.
$1,000. And he says, all caps, and worth it.
Wow, I mean, good for you, man. That sounds like
He's the one that's out in
man.
the left coast.
Oh,
I
okay.
think he's near.
Wow.
I think he's near Vancouver.
Wow, damn. That's nice. Good for
thousand
you.
bucks on a toy. He has some really um, fun videos of him. Like he has a really awesome retro setup. Like he bought like an 8-way switcher for SCART cables, or maybe it wasn't. Maybe it was just component cables. Like so, he has the HD Retrovision cable. So like, yeah, he's got a hell of a setup. So yeah, shout out to Dumbass. Go check him out.
Yeah,
But
boy.
$1,000 for a toy.
Where's Zarek? How come he's not coming back?
He's probably still streaming. He's like
That makes sense.
he's like really taking off, man. So
Yeah, he's got like a cat following, right? I've seen a couple of his Twitch streams on Classic Lead account, I think.
oh yeah.
Yeah, I've seen a
Well,
couple of
yeah,
his.
he does a face cam thing, so he doesn't reveal his face. And just has
Yeah,
that
he was a
cat.
cat last time.
He's been a cat when he's been a guest on our show too.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
I've seen the.
so yeah, but Zarek's also awesome, dude. XEARIIK. Go subscribe to him. No, he's doing good, man. Like his channel's growing. He's streaming every day, getting hundreds, thousands of views sometimes. So
Damn.
very happy for him. Well deserved, that's for sure. Yeah. So I think that's gonna be it for the show then.
Cool.
If you'd like to send us an email. Our email address is classicelite@gmail.com. That's classic L337. That's our website as well, classicelite.com. Have you searched for Classic Elite on Apple Podcasts, Google Play, Stitcher, SoundCloud? Actually, no, we are getting rid of SoundCloud. So never mind. I'm not going to delete anything from SoundCloud, but our Pro membership ran out.
Oh, okay.
We got one for being with full screen, but then when our YouTube channel stuff happened, full screen dropped us. Because
Are we on Google Podcasts? Somebody asked me that.
yeah, we're on Google Play. Yeah, Google Podcasts.
Okay.
Yep. And any of the podcast apps that you have. But if the
Okay.
podcast app that you like, if you search for Classic Elite and you don't find us, there's an RSS feed available at the website. Just copy and paste that in your favorite app and it'll work.
Word.
Also want to thank Ben Landis very much for letting us use his song Through the Forest as our intro music off the album Adventures in Pixels. And shout out to Cubby for letting us use his song Tidal Force off the album Sleet. Fun fact, my name is in the thank you liner notes of Sleet.
What's the game?
Sleet is Cubby's album.
Oh, okay.
So like, when you have an album and it says like thank you,
Yeah, yeah.
I'm one of the thank yous.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah. I heard
wanna
Tidal
get
Force.
thanked.
I forget exactly how. And I was like, oh my God, this is one of the best songs I've ever heard. And reached out to him and I was like, hey, do you want to do an interview? And he's like, well, I'm from Norway. My English sucks. So not really. And I'm like, do you want to do a written interview? And he's like, yeah, that sounds great. So I sent him the questions. And he wrote really thoughtful answers back. And then sure as shit, when the album came out, he said thank you to me in the show notes.
Oh, that is awesome.
It's like, cool. Thanks, Cubby. Appreciate it.
Yeah,
bud.
well, my name is in the Paranormal Activity movie, so take that.
And the which one?
Paranormal Activity.
Your name is in
the
that too?
credits. Yeah.
How'd that happen?
Before the movie came out, you had to demand it to be played in your city on the website.
Okay.
And I've heard great things about the movie, so I went on the website and demanded it. And then my buddy told me that his name was in the credits because of that. And I said, bullshit. He goes, your name's in it too. I'm like, bullshit. So I looked it up and yeah, it's in, I don't know now if it is, but it's in the special thanks.
Hell yeah, that's rad.
So it's like the Simpsons, like dun, 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 dun. You just see letters.
Sure.
You have to,
But
you have to,
still,
like, pause frame. But yeah, Kevin Souza.
hell
in
yeah.
there. So
If you'd like to interact with us on Twitter, start trying to pressure Kevin to interact on Twitter, everybody. Or not, I mean, just with our accounts. Tell them to log into our accounts and interact with us. But we're on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. Classic Elite is the username there. And that's it. So I want to thank everybody very much for listening to episode 300. That's crazy still, of the Classic League
That is.
podcast. And we'll hopefully see you next week for episode 301.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Peace.
got work to do. All right, shutting down the stream. Thanks for listening.